Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tales on Tap. Hope that you're doing well. Thank you so much for dropping in to catch this week's episode of Aerilon, A Destined Journey. Now, despite what it says below, this is episode 19, just that Twitch is being a bastard. So, if you're watching the VOD, though, it will say episode 19 below. Strange. Anyway, hello, and welcome back. We hope that you're having a wonderful week so far, and a wonderful day. I am, of course, joined by our lovely cast and crew. Say hello, lovely cast and crew.
Hello, lovely cast and crew.
Gets weirder every week. So, as always, we're here to play some D&D, but before we do, we have some wonderful announcements to get through. So, to kick us off this week, I would like Dan to start, please.
That's fine, I started last week.
Yep.
If you enjoy all the combats we do here and like looking at the maps and the very good tokens that come along with it, then head on over to Tom Cartell's Battlemaps. There's only 72 hours left on their Volume 3 of their Battlemaps Into the Wilds. They are just about to hit 100k for their stretch goal, so please go over there, throw whatever small amount of change you can. They will appreciate all of it. And yeah, all the links are down in the dungeon below. Go support creators in our space.
Love that. Thank you very much. Han?
Absolutely. Speaking of coming off the back of a Kickstarter, a couple months ago, I kept typing up Tale of Two Queens, and it is now, I'm very pleased to announce, live over on Drive-Thru RPG. So go get it hot off the press. Very exciting. Pirate subclasses, NPCs, the works, incredible adventure. Go get it now.
Cool. Who produces that?
Awfully Queer Heroes.
Nice.
I was just getting there. I was getting to that bit. But Awfully Queer Heroes are two incredible individuals who provide incredible modules, spellbooks, maps, tokens, everything. But queer, accessible, everything is great. I'm totally in an okay mindset today. Don't even worry about me. Just check out Awfully Queer Heroes. Let's go.
Do that thing. Amazing. Thank you very much. Evan, do you want to tell us about social media stuff?
Yeah, so coming off of that, we obviously, if you want any news about what's going on with our stream or what's going on with our sponsors, check out our social media pages. We are absolutely everywhere where social media lies, and things are going to ramp up in the future, so make sure that you keep a lookout.
Amazing. Thank you. Chris, what's happening in the near future for Tales on Tap?
Well, you can catch this episode and all previous episodes wherever you listen to podcasts. The first part of today's episode will be available on Thursday, with the second part coming on Sunday. So you can listen to Tales on Tap on the go during your commute and all that kind of fun stuff. We're going to be visiting the UK Games Expo, and we're going to be having a little community hangout at the Valkyrie RPG stand at some point on the Saturday. Follow us on social medias for more information about that and to see what kind of hijinks we're getting up to at the show itself. Speaking of podcasty stuff, though, going back to that, we have some new format podcast stuff coming out in the near future. It's still going to be on the Tales on Tap channel on all podcast platforms, so keep an eye out for that. Some more sort of interviewy, discussion-y stuff, some really interesting topics that we're going through there. Get involved. And in the middle of June-ish, we will be putting this campaign on hiatus while our DM Dan becomes a father, and I will be taking over as the DM for Aerilon, Sins of the Peacekeeper. Make sure you're checking out all of our social medias and especially our Discord for that kind of stuff, because that's where things will be posted first.
Amazing. Thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, Natalie, do you want to tell us about one of our other sponsors, please?
Absolutely. So our original sponsor is Valkyrie RPG. That's Valkyrie-RPG. All the details are in the dungeon. They currently have an amazing sale on almost everything on their site. So if you just click the clearance section, you can find absolutely everything. That's on dice, stickers, paint, like miniature paint, horns for cosplayers. Might be purchasing one or two of them. But yeah, definitely check them out. They're well worth especially now that they're over half price if you stack our Tales 10 at checkout on absolutely everything. They're lovely people with lovely products. Definitely check them out.
Amazing. Thank you very much. And as we said earlier, all our VODs are available on YouTube every Sunday around 6 or 7. Yeah, give or take, at some point between 6 and 7. It usually releases on a Sunday. If you are over on YouTube or you're catching this VOD on YouTube, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Anything you can do to kind of uplift these videos. It pushes it out to the algorithm and make sure that our lovely faces get in front of your lovely faces. And that's what this is all about. As Chris has said, we're going to UKGE. If you go in, drop us a message on Discord, drop us a comment on all of our socials, let us know you go in, come and hang out with us on the Saturday. Loads of fun stuff like that's happening. So yeah, that kind of sums it up. And as always, you don't have to subscribe to watch our content. You can just come and hang out with us every Tuesday night while we get up to some D&D hijinks, I believe Chris said earlier, which is typically what happens every time we play this game. But you don't have to subscribe. If you do want to subscribe, though, you do get some lovely emotes and some other cool things that unlock by doing so. Just hit that purple button below. But we know that times are tough. You can connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch one to get a free one every month, I believe. Again, you don't have to use that here. You can use that with other content creators in the space. That's no problem. But if you do want to support us, hit that subscribe button below and show us some love. I think that about sums up everything we needed to discuss this week. So, before we do get into D&D proper, I'd like everybody apart from Evan to roll me... Oh, sorry, Evan... Yeah, just Evan. So, apart from Evan, everyone roll me a d20. Cool.
11.
11. You got 12. Anyone get lower than 11?
11.
19.
Okay, Dan and Chris, roll this.
Bullies!
I'm going to switch dice. Ooh. I think it's me.
Got a 7.
I got a 2.
Okay.
Immediately removing that dice from my pile. Goodbye.
So yeah, Chris, if you could take some notes this week, you're going to be recapping for us next week.
You got it.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Well, that about wraps up... Oh, God, I've hit the wrong key. Ignore that. We're professional streamers here. But if you haven't already, go get a drink, get yourselves comfortable, because we're about to dive into tonight's episode of Tales.
On tap.
We lost someone today. During our fight with the hill giant, things started to look really bad. Being almost tapped out, I wanted to take my friends and flee, but in the heat of battle, our communications became all jumbled up and Ombrin went down. Honestly, I don't remember much of what happened apart from trying to get to him. And then everything went dark. That's when I found myself in front of you and the stag. I honestly don't think I've ever been so scared in my entire life. Goblins, being on the run from the law, fighting the SBC, or even transforming into a monster. None of that compares to standing in front of the gates of the afterlife, knowing that I failed to rescue my mum and dad. And even though it felt peaceful at the time, I'm glad Kyria brought me back. Although that meant that they had to make the most difficult decision anyone could ever make. Me over Ombrin. When I woke up, I tried my best to heal my newfound friend, but it was already too late. Ombrin had moved on, and though we couldn't talk to him anymore, luckily Kyria could. With her help, Ombrin's spirit guided us towards the ship whilst I carried our fallen friend over the hills. I know I'm not the strongest in our party, but I refuse to leave him there. And after all he's done for us, it was the least thing that I could do to repay him. Eventually, we found ourselves at what looked to be a clearing among the trees. And Kyria ran towards it. Following Ombrin's spirit, they disappeared. Another trick of the eye, apparently. After following them through the illusion, we found ourselves in front of the most magnificent ship ever. The Horizon Seeker. Granted, I've not been in front of many ships, but even I could tell that this was something special. We also got to meet Mr. Greybeard, and although it was a complicated meetup as far as first encounters go, we eventually managed to explain our situation and find common ground. Greybeard seemed convinced that Ombrin was the final piece to the ship being flightworthy. So, after getting us all on top of the ship, we brought Ombrin's body to the helm and a connection was established. It was so nice to hear his voice again, even though Ombrin said that he wasn't the same as before. It at least felt like we didn't completely fail him. As the evening drew closer, we all decided to spend some time by ourselves before gathering for one final send-off to Ombrin. I don't remember when my grandma passed. I was way too young. But I remember Grandpa telling me stories of how we all find peace in the arms of the gods when our journey on this earth ends. So, whatever God looks over my friend, please make sure he finds peace together with his family. And welcome home Ombrin, a hero of the unseen servants.
Amazing.
Oh, that
Really
was
good.
pretty lovely.
Really, really good.
Hell yeah.
As the sun begins to set on our brave adventurers as they bid their final farewells to at least the material form of Ombrin, they're faced with a crossroads. Do they stay and help Greybeard with the remaining repairs on the Horizon Seeker, or do they break at first light and head back to Wyndmere to finally set to rest this flux epidemic that has hung over them for the last week or so? We pick up this evening with our adventurers stood around the makeshift grave of Ombrin as ethereal-like individuals step towards and into the grave of Ombrin as this beautiful light show surrounds you all above. Timothy, at this moment, as heads begin to hang and the realization of what's just occurred sets in, you hear the melodic sound of 20 or so birds.
Oh yeah, you owe some tacos.
Now, to you, Pim, this sounds like a beautiful rendition of a song that used to be sung in your village at funerals called The Passing of Time. Only you can hear this song as it's sung out, while the rest of you hear as it reverberates around. Pim, this is such a touching and beautiful moment. as the rest of you hear this scrawling and this loud gaggle of birds all around, cawing, and almost flying in a circle overhead like vultures do with a carcass left out in the sun too long.
Kyria
Beautiful.
knelt by Kyria knelt by the grave, having like the grave still like beginning to subside from like the glow, as the kind of ritual as it was concludes. Just immediately, their eyes go from shock white to just all of a sudden back to reality. Looking up. No. There's no body to eat. No.
One
What?
pigeon
No way.
as you wave your hand, one kind of like swoops down towards your hand, then swoops back up again.
Him?
Yeah,
Why?
it's a funeral song.
It's just birds.
Well, they are friends.
Oh dear lord.
After a brief moment of this loud bird call surrounding and echoing through the hills and dales around you, they disperse and all set off towards the nearby wooded area. As one singular pigeon lands on the wooden makeshift cross, kind of headstone. It's not a cross, just a headstone-y type thing that you've created. As one pigeon lands on it and just kind of like ruffles the feathers a little bit. How long did your speak with animals last? Is it 8 hours? I'm sure it's something daft like that, right?
Yeah, I think it's something insane. Let me check. Speak with animals. No, it's 10 minutes. So I'll cast it again then.
Okay, and as you cast speak with animals again, the pigeon just kind of looks at you. And... Right. Where's the tacos then? Listen, mate, we had a deal, right? Songs for tacos, right? Where's the tacos?
Tacos coming to the forest.
I knew not to trust humankind like you. We're all the same. Can't be trusted. For now, you've shirked your end of the bargain, son.
Hold on. The tacos are coming.
DM, can I ask a question?
Yep.
Is this pigeon familiar?
It looks eerily familiar to you out of here, yeah.
Okay.
It looks
Let me think about how I react to that fact.
weirdly like a bird that you've seen before.
Wait, are you... I kind of sort of lean over to Virgil. I'm like, is Pim talking to that bird?
I mean, he's talked to mice before and kind of become a horse. I think it's part of this whole druid thing he does. Pigeons, I've got no idea why, but yes.
And I'll lean the other way to Kyria. That was the bird that was sitting outside when you were having a bit of a bad time. I think it's following us.
Oh.
Pim,
Yeah?
I think your friend might be following us. I assume this is a friend of yours.
I met him today.
Ask him if he said bad things about me.
He or it was at our home recently.
Have you been following us?
Never met you before in my life. Until you came up to me and offered me tacos. Insight check. Roll me an insight check.
How do you tell if a pigeon's lying?
That's a 10.
That's how.
Can't quite tell.
Okay.
I've definitely seen it before. It was perched on the wall at our place.
Well,
Thank you,
he says that he hasn't.
Listen here, druid.
He's lying.
You may think that you're all high and mighty with your nature magics, but don't you forget who rules the skies. Now, you broke your word, and I'll make sure that every tree in the forest knows not to shelter you.
I
You'll
haven't
find
broken my
no
word.
refuge from the fury of 1,000 wings beating against you. You break your promises and now face the wrath of the skies. Your end will come swift and fast like the winds against you. As the
What's he
pigeon
saying? He sounds really chill.
takes flight, flies up towards your head as you kind of like brace for impact as it swoops over your head and takes flight towards the forest, Pim.
I think he was threatening me.
Shall I kill it?
No!
Should I kill it?
No!
Why?
Yeah.
I'll give him some tacos and we'll be fine.
What?
Tacos? What did
That's
we
what
miss?
you asked me what that was. It's a knife. I've already got one. Just
No, it's a food.
Greybeard just kind of turns and goes, I'm gonna go and take care of the ship. Cool.
Yeah.
I just kind of like
Alright.
turns on his heels and begins to walk off back to the Horizon Seeker.
I'm gonna go and get some tacos.
Do
Whatever
you know
tacos
what it is? Well, how are you going to make it if you don't know what it is?
I don't think they know what it is either.
Okay, well, you know them better, I suppose. Edivir, are you sure that that was the same pigeon?
I mean, I'm not saying, I don't know. They all look quite similar, but I don't know. That one was, the one I saw was particularly large and kind of fat. It looked quite angry.
I'm slightly concerned.
By,
The pigeon.
I mean,
Is this a whole gravy situation again?
No,
you shouldn't be concerned. I mean, like, they're pretty easy to just,
oh my gosh, I didn't tell you. Oh no, so I heard the voice again, and it said, I will find you.
when?
Don't know. At some point in the past few hours.
Oh, since we left the city?
Oh, yes. I think. Was it this morning? Before we left the city.
Bim, go and sort out your tacos. If that doesn't work, I'm killing it.
I very much hope the tacos work. And I'm gonna go off.
Okay.
It's just a bird.
Okay, Pim, you head off back to the Horizon Seeker.
As I'm going, I'm just gonna go.
Somebody educate him.
Okay, so Pim heads off back to the Horizon Seeker. It is coming to, it is evening time now. Time has passed. It's around 8-9 o'clock in the evening. It is getting towards the end of the adventuring day. I will give you guys opportunity to do something for within the next hour, but after that, you are going to start risking a level of exhaustion as your adventuring day starts to come to an end. So, Pim, you start heading off to the galley to make tacos. What is everyone else doing?
Once the sort of people sort of start to disperse from the ceremony and stuff like that and start heading back to the ship, Edivir just kind of goes, Kyria.
Yeah.
And during the time over the past few hours where sort of everyone and Edivir was kind of half helping Greybeard with some of the carpentry stuff, but he was sort of handling most of it, and Edivir was just sort of passing him tools. Edivir had been taking sort of a knot from, or like one of those eye bits out from one of the planks that he found, just sawed it off, and started whittling it away into kind of a wooden badge with like a little clip that can attach to shoulder braces.
Yeah.
And he kind of just grabs one of your shoulder braces and just clips it on there. And it's just it's a little wooden circular button almost, with US on it and some little sort of carved rammed horns which kind of frame
Yeah.
it a little bit, and just said, you made me something, I thought I'd make you something.
It's so good. It's way better than mine. Thank you.
It's all right. Most of the carpentry work's done around here anyway, so.
They like jump up, like bombard you with a hug. Thank you.
No worries, no worries.
I love it. We're all the time.
It's interesting. You seem to be sort of coming a lot more into your abilities. You're just able to just continue communicating with Ombrin. I didn't even know something like him could hold a spirit of that kind.
Really no, because I mean, obviously, when we first all met, I was wondering, why people were just not. Why people were giving me questioning looks when I could be like greeting people on the streets and stuff like that, and it turns out they couldn't see them. I just thought people were just being rude. And I think it was Liana who mentioned that like maybe they could be dead, and I was like, that's silly, Liana. Why would I be able to see dead people? But now, there was the alchemist in the shop, and then I was just like, well, maybe if that is the truth, I'll try and look for Ombrin, and I could see him.
It's really amazing what you can do. I hope you know that.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, I'm sure. But, I know a lot of people who would love for a chance to speak to lost loved ones. So,
Including you?
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't know, you seem to be more comfortable with death as a subject than a lot of other people.
Yeah. I think, if anything, this has kind of made me feel even more comfortable with it. Like, the whole reason I started my bone carving business in the first place was to celebrate life and to not see death as a final endpoint. It's to continue to mark your body with the life you've led so that your soul can continue to live on. Like, I don't know anything about religion, but we all die.
Yeah.
So why not just celebrate the life you've led and make sure it's a good one?
Well, where I come from, people don't put too much stock in the stuff you leave behind. I know these ceremonies can be helpful for people, but if I go, use what you want. You're welcome to all of it, because I won't need it anymore.
Kyria is like giving you like an up and down, like scanning, like what would be the best bones to carve? I just like a scientific assessment. It's well, yeah, okay. Well, I know that some people don't like it, and got in trouble for it. But I swear it was because a family member asked me to. Still don't know who he was, but I think seeing Ombrin and now hearing Ombrin, it's just this confirmation that there is something else out there.
Yeah.
And if I can almost, tread between two worlds, like that's quite cool.
I mean, you might be stepping on people's toes that you don't want to step on by doing that too much, so be careful.
Yes, speaking of, the voice that I heard.
Right.
So it was like something like, ooh, ominous voices, yada yada yada, I will find you. You are the remnant of a bygone era. You cross between paths. realms. I don't know. It was something really dramatic, and I kind of was like, not even going to bother with that right now because that's a lot to unpack. And I think, to be honest, there's quite a lot of things that probably should be a conversation to be had. And I know that Virgil was going to have the conversation, but quite honestly, I don't know how well. Sorry, I don't know how well I deal with that right now, but I'm working on it.
If you need any help, let me know. I'm sort of starting to learn that a lot of this stuff, any kind of time I've heard a holy person talk or anything like that, it's all in metaphors and
I can't be dealing with
mystical
that.
riddles and bullshit like that. I mean, hey, look, everyone worships a different way, I guess, but do they have to be so fucking cryptic all the time?
For real, like, okay, right, you've got a prophecy. Say the prophecy. Don't say, when the wind sweeps beneath the seas, and like, what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything.
Well, next time you hear it, why are you just fucking asking? It's like,
Oh,
what do you want?
What are you saying? Yeah, maybe I will. I tried to reply to it the other time, but it just didn't really listen. Maybe this time it will.
Make it listen. Give me a listen voice.
Listen.
We'll work on it.
Okay.
As this conversation continues, you see Virgil and Liana start heading back to the ship. Virgil, what are you going to be doing?
As we kind of break off from Kyria and Edivir, Virgil just sort of take a slow walk next to Liana, heading back to the ship and just... Are you feeling all right, darling?
I really, really need to sleep. And you do see that she actually goes to like grab your arm almost because she is tired now and exhausted. So she does go to grab your arm and think that might be a bit too personal, and pulls it back. Yeah, it's been a long day for all of us.
It's been a very long week. A couple of weeks, actually. But you're not feeling any more side effects, anything of your condition, so to speak?
No, just really tired. And she, as I'm saying that, it's dark now, right?
It is, yep.
I'm glancing up. Is there a moon in the sky?
There is, yeah, but it's a very small crescent moon. As in the cycle seems to have started again, essentially.
I think it's just when that thing's full. Or I take a punch to the face that I shouldn't. That guy hit really hard. I mean, it was quite impressive, but...
I mean, if it hurt you, yes, but you're unfortunately the only one of us who could probably take a punch to the face and get out of it all right.
Hey now, you took a hill giant on top of you, and you're still walking?
I wasn't good under that. That was not, no. I took it, I didn't like it.
Valid.
Or I might have died, which is a weird thing to say. But yes, it's, unfortunately you are our front woman.
I don't mind being that. I'm not really one with the thinking or the talking, so hitting is what I can do. And
I think you undersell yourself when it comes to the thinking. You're fairly astute when you want to be.
I think I put off that. But there isn't much going on, I have to say. That's confidence. I say things confidently and people think I know what I'm talking about.
I mean, then you have a life destined for politics, my darling. That's pretty much all. That's pretty much all this is. It's confidence and the ability to make people think you sound as smart as you're not.
Maybe I'll look into that.
Mulgray's quaking in his boots right now. He's like, shit.
I did get in a new club though, which I will master eventually. I'm very excited about it.
It does make you look exceptionally threatening, I must say. I mean, even more so than usual, and you are very fearsome when you want to be.
Thank you.
But
Yes. So I'm going to find a cozy corner in a cozy room downstairs. There are rooms. I don't know if you explored the ship very much, but when I was looking for the crystal, there are rooms downstairs. Like quarters.
I probably should have a look at those crystals at some point or another, but it's far too late and I'm far too tired and we've been dealing with a lot today, so...
Yeah.
See you in the morning, I suppose?
Not early, because I'm going to sleep.
That's fine. I won't... Well, I'll make sure that everyone doesn't disturb you too much. But for the record, I'm glad you're with us, Liana. I don't think we would have gotten as far as we are without you.
Same. I mean, you have an
right,
odd way of fighting. The hiding, and then the spells, and then the hiding again. It's a different way of fight. It's not my style of fighting, but...
I mean, you know earlier when I said that you were built to take hits, I'm not. I am very soft, and I will break quite easily.
I'm gonna say the hill giant again. I mean, you survived it, dude, and that's all that really matters.
I survived. I didn't take it. My body is a lot softer than it was before, but yes, anyway. I will... We'll get there. And don't worry too much about your curse. It is fixable and curable, and I will find a way.
Same?
Oh, mine is... No. I appreciate it. Yes, no. We'll sort you first, okay?
Okay.
It's a little simpler.
I am, yes.
Good night, Liana. And I'll just take one of the rooms and just...
If I remember correctly, there's 2 different rooms, but they're like multiple occupancy rooms, right?
That's correct, yep.
I would take the less... There was one fancy, one less fancy.
Mhm.
So I will take the corner bed or hammock in the less fancy room.
Cool.
If there's a fancy room within eye shot, Virgil will find it, look at it, and go, well, no one else needs to know. And close the door and take the fancy room.
Cool.
I do need to slightly clarify something. I misread my notes on it. The badge, it has the Unseen Servants US on the back of the clip, so it's not visible outside. And between the horns on the front, it says Real AF.
Obsessed.
Nice.
We need a badge like that.
Absolutely. Don't even worry. I'm already sketching it right now.
Cool. So, Liana, Virgil, you guys bed down for the evening. Liana, just on that comment about the club, if you just want to refresh your character sheet for me.
Thank you.
Ooh,
Things.
exciting.
I've got things. A refresh.
Oh, I'd love an instrument, Dan. If one dropped from the heavens, that would be incredible.
Have you-
Nudge, nudge.
Hold on. Have you, since I gave you the kazoo, have you at least looked?
What, the kazoo?
No, for another instrument. Yeah, I gave you a kazoo and you were like, well, that's me.
She did.
I absolutely have.
Look,
Look
okay.
for a harp at one point, I believe.
Yeah.
That's true.
And for the rest of the, I think you said about an hour, I'll just spend a little bit more time trying to work on, especially now that I have the plate from Ombrin.
Yep.
To fasten onto my wrist guard. I'm going to continue to work on that hand crossbow.
Okay, cool. Make me a tinkerer's check, please.
Okay. So that's just plus proficiency, right? There's no
It
other.
is, yeah.
Tinker tools, +5.
Tinker tools, yeah.
17.
17, okay. So
Yeah,
you spend...
The previous check I did... I've got it written down. I put it in the notes because I'm doing inventory management this campaign. Where is it? Crossbow hand. I spent 2 hours on it with a 13 check last time.
Yep. So 13 was fine for your first check. If you remember, we got a lot of the chassis, so to speak, down in that short space of time. And now it's very much like the the finicky
the like spring actions.
spring
stuff
actions
like
and shit. Yeah. So that is it's another success. So you can mark that down as another success. So you start working on, like you say, the spring action. You only spend an hour, so you can get a little bit of it done. Not quite where we need it to be for it to be fully functional, but you are, I would say, about 70% of the way there now.
Okay, great.
So mark that down as your second success, and then you're already you're pretty much there or thereabouts. So a little bit more time. Maybe if you were to judge it, you probably got maybe an hour, 2 hours left to get it to where you want it to be.
Yeah, cool, great.
Cool. And then I assume, Ediver, you bed down for the evening?
Yeah, hammocks. I'm happy with that.
Excellent. Kyria, is there anything else you want to do for the evening?
Yeah, so I think Kyria is, just as that conversation with Edivir is ending, gonna ask for a dagger.
What do you need it for?
Just in case.
I'll give them the proper dagger, not the rusty one.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, just so I have some kind of other weapon, rather than my vicious words. And
Which have been fairly effective so far.
And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up onto the ship and I'm going to sit crisscross applesauce and I'm going to be talking to Ombrin.
Cool.
And I'll probably just like nothing in particular, literally just recounting tales of like his adventures on in the skies, looking to kind of pull inspiration for the tales that I can find and get from the ethereal plane. Whenever I do that, I just kind of want to talk to him about that, and probably at some point start playing battleships or something like that.
Yeah.
He's got a map. He's got like the battleship thing.
Like his whole the whole screen turns into Minesweeper or some shit. Yeah. As you're kind of like having these discussions and talking about these stories and such, Ombrin repeatedly tells you how fascinating and wonderful these stories are, and keeps making comment about maybe you should write a book, or have you ever thought about publishing some of your works and things like that, and you kind of like dismiss it and like at first and
good enough.
Yeah, so you kind of have that conversation, but you kind of like plants a little bit of a seed in your mind about maybe you should write a book. But a couple of hours passed, and as you're recounting stories to each other, obviously the stories in which Ombrin is telling you can't, there's no real way to tell if they're true, not true. Almost seems it's like,
oh, there are thousands thinking these are all true.
Yeah. But a couple of hours pass, and you kind of get yourself cozied up against one of the banisters, and you actually fall asleep outside under the stars next to Ombrin.
Yeah.
Pim, I'd like you to make me a cooking kit check. Culinary check. Chef check. Food
Chef check.
Food check?
Food check?
I think chef check works.
Do
Chef
one
check,
of those.
It's just a proficiency bonus, right?
Are you proficient with cooking utensils?
Yes, I am.
Then it is just proficiency.
Okay, cool. 22 then. No, sorry, 21.
Okay. Would Pim know what a taco is? Considering you asked Edivir what a taco is, I'm going to say
yeah,
no.
I'm going to say no, but
Okay.
I think he's gonna make something up and
Cool, which is what I'm getting at. So, what would Pim make up to be a taco?
I think Pim would take some of the breakfast ingredients that he made for the sort of feast.
Mm-hmm.
Take some of that, and then he would try and find big leaves as sort of plates.
Okay.
And you know how you've seen in like Japanese anime, kind of put the ingredients on top, chop them up, and put them on top of the leaves.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And bring them out to the forest.
Okay. How many plates of these are you making?
I promised 7, so I will do 7.
7 leaves of breakfast foods. Cool.
Tacos.
Tacos, like it. So you go out to the forest and call out to Senor Pigeon. Unfortunately, there is no response. You cast Speak with Animals again and even call out then. There is no response. So you are resigned to leaving them on a tree stump towards the edge of this wooded area.
Yep.
Cool. So you leave them out and head back to the ship. And for the sake of brevity, you find yourself...
I'm actually not going to be on the ship.
Okay.
Pim's going to be on the grassland next to it. Trying to stay a little bit further away from the ship
Okay.
because he doesn't know how big this is going to be. But being used to sleeping, in nature and next to trees specifically, Pim's going to put the staff down in front of him. Okay. Let's see if this works. And he's gonna speak the staff's command word.
Okay.
And I've just made up a command word, unless you want to give me something else.
No. Go ahead.
Rise to greet the spring. And the staff is gonna meld into the earth and turn into a 20-foot tall tree.
Whoa.
Cool.
And then he's gonna just lean up against the tree and sleep there.
Cool. On the side of the tree, you see the words, "This is just a fucking rental."
Don't get too comfy.
Yeah. Yeah, as you settle in, the tree moves back 5 inches just to fucking drop you back a bit. But yeah, you create this 20-foot tree and sleep under the tree for the night. So you guys all gain the benefits of a long rest. Liana, you get 1 point of exhaustion back, so you only have 1 now, I believe. If you guys want to roll for hit points, you can. However, this is not classed as a completely hospitable environment, so there are dangers. You are out in the wilds, so whatever you roll hit points, you get 50%. You only receive 50% of your hit points back. So roll your hit points, get your 50%. You still get all your spells and all your abilities back. Just your hit points, you only get half of the rolled hit die.
Is that half of your hit dice or half
Nope.
the number that you roll?
Half
with
the
all
number.
of them?
Half the number you roll.
Okay, cool.
So you get 50% of your hit points. So roll your hit points and then just halve it.
Cool.
Happy?
Yep.
Cool. The next morning, Pim, you would rise first as the sun crests the horizon and one of the hills out to the east, and the sunlight hits your eyes and you start waking up for the day. You wake, kind of sit up a little bit and start stretching and readjusting yourself for the day, and as you look down, there are 3 unmistakable spots on your top where there is bird poo.
Oh gosh, that's gonna be a thing now, isn't it? I'm sorry. I hope the tacos was okay.
No response.
I better go and get myself cleaned up.
And I'll just grasp the tree and speak the command word again and revert it back into staff.
No problem. You head back to the ship, and as you board the ship again and start making your way down into the lower deck of the ship, Virgil, you hear the footsteps of Pim coming down the stairway, which is adjacent to where the room that you were staying in is, as you hear the doop, 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 which kind of rouses you awake. Kyria, Pim has boarded the ship, walked past you, heavily footsteps. You've not woken up at all.
Nope, absolutely not.
Nope.
Glad we got that straight.
Yep. If anything, even Greybeard has sawn wood next to you, hammered a few nails, nothing. Yep, exactly. Yep. But Virgil, you awake to the morning as you ready yourself for the day and step out into the hallway to meet Pim, who's heading towards the galley, I would assume, Pim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Pim sort of rounds the corner and sees Virgil step out from the room, he's not been up for. It looks like he's been up for a bit, but the top part of his jumpsuit is tied around the waist, and you see just the black shirt and sort of the hints of small tattoo. There's no makeup anymore. He's got his gold on, but he's barefaced at this point, and seems to have found what looks like a bandana of some kind, and sort of tied his hair up and then into a knot on the top, and just sort of keeping as much of it back as possible. And just, morning, Pim. Morning. Why are you so loud at this time?
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I was loud.
Yes, you're exceptionally quiet when you want to be and exceptionally loud when you don't.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be. It's fine. I'm just being a bitch. Where are you going?
Galley.
Oh, good. Let's go. Don't wake the lion. She is in desperate need of rest.
We have a lion?
Sorry, wrong. I don't know. She says she's a tiger, but she has a mane. It's a whole thing. It confuses me.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. And there's no stripes. Tigers usually have stripes. It's just, stuff. Anyway, where's everyone else?
Asleep, I think.
It's probably for the best. How about we...
Although Greybeard has been hammering for the last half an hour.
It's Greybeard. Do you think we need to make him breakfast? Is he our captain now? Does that count?
I think it's Captain Greybeard, yeah.
Maybe he's not.
I think, if we make him breakfast, it's going to make him a lot happier to,
Yes, I suppose we should make people happy. All right, fine. Let's make some breakfast together. I've not cooked with you yet.
No, it's going to be fun.
Yes, but listen, I like to keep a clean kitchen, okay?
Oh, always.
You go into the kitchen for breakfast, and there's a few pans, half-ripped leaves that were destroyed in the making of tacos the night before. A few bits of breakfast bits on the floor nearby.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Give me a second. Press the digitation.
Virgil is very quickly doing that next to you, and you see the ethereal sponge just like sweeping and squeaking across everything that he can find.
You see a similar sponge, but an actual sponge mushroom instead.
Oh.
Just go.
Anyway, with all this clanging and cleaning in the kitchen, you hear pots and things clatter, and it kind of rouses you awake.
Yeah, so Edivir has he gets woken up by the sun quite easily. So he's probably been laying in bed kind of awake for a little while. And Liana, you'd probably get woken up mostly by this sort of rhythmical kind of zoop, zoop, zoop that you're hearing from the other side of the room. Okay. And then as you sort of stir, you sort of start to hear a bit of muttering as well, as Edivir sometimes does. And he's laying in his hammock, and he's using the braces of flying daggers, and he's throwing a dagger directly up, and as it falls back down just in front of his face, he calls it back to his hand. So he's just throwing the dagger up to fall back down on himself, but then recalling it before it hits him, just kind of doing that and just muttering to himself.
Do you have to do that so early?
Sorry, did I wake you?
Yes.
I mean, it's not that early. It's been morning for a couple of hours now, but...
That's early.
Well, it sounds like someone is cooking some breakfast.
You see she sits up. I could eat. If I'm awake, I could eat.
Yeah, same. I'm looking forward to if there's any new culinary delights, actually.
Like tacos. I don't know what that is either.
I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. How are you feeling today?
Better, actually. She stretches out her muscles. She's just like, I really needed that.
Yeah, you've had a couple of nights where you really needed that, haven't you?
Yeah. I shouldn't be doing that again.
This feels.
I don't like being slow.
No, neither do I. But you seem more sprightly this morning. Let's get some breakfast in you.
Will do. She gets up, she gets dressed, because she sleeps naked. So,
Yep.
she doesn't care.
I'll avert my eyes.
Okay.
She gets dressed and joins Edivir, leaving the room.
Okay. You head towards the galley. Kyria, you are woken up once again by the card in your breast pocket going voop, 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 voop.
Yes.
It's really,
Really good.
it's so good. And you pick it up, yes, and this isn't an effect. I'm doing this with my microphone, but this is what you hear. Hi, Bumblebee. This is we have on the warehouse that you went with first, and what found actually belongs to a called Mal.
Okay, I know I said that there was bad signal last time, but now there really is.
Inning.
Or G's down.
Right, one word, where are you?
In
One word! Mr. the Raven, one word!
Wyndmere.
Wyndmere?
Text me.
Yeah. Where
Do you need us to
you?
come back?
You
Right, listen, we'll be back in a few hours.
I could have done this whole thing without touching the mic, by the way. I've just gone, he says to you, you need to reback.
No. The way you did it was so real, man.
I was like, I thought I was the one with bad internet.
Okay, I'll go
You-
get everybody. Yeah,
Hurry-
I know, we need to come back. It's fine. I got it. We're on our way. Just
Oh.
get the signal.
By the way,
Bye!
I can't hear you. Text me.
And Kyria from like this has basically like ended up in like a bit of a pretzel position, like having fallen asleep right next to the console where Umbra is like extracts their limbs, kind of like cracks all their bones, and just like pats the navigation console. It's like, morning, Umbra.
hello.
I think we gotta go. But we'll be back.
Okay. Have a very nice day.
Don't leave without us, yeah?
I have certain parameters that have been locked in to ensure that we do not leave without you.
Excellent news. Okay, well, love you. Bye. And starts skipping downstairs. In search of everybody else. Probably the most sprightly they've actually been
Yeah.
upon waking.
Yeah. So Kyria like kind of like skips into the galley as the rest of you are just kind of like rubbing the sleep from your eye.
Quick, catch the pots!
Hello.
Hello.
Morning.
Morning.
Mr. the Raven wants us to hurry back to Wyndmere as soon as possible. I've told Umbrin and he says he will not leave without us.
Did he
Oh,
find
yes.
out about the ownership of the...
Right, I just need to get something very clear. I know I said that he needs us to hurry back. I didn't catch a single word of what he actually said to me. I just heard ear, which I assume means Wyndmere.
Oh no, we could be going in the wrong place.
Well, I don't know any other places called ear.
You might have just meant ear. Like, I'm here.
That's not his accent.
All right, yeah.
That's yours.
True.
I think that we do that, personally. Oh my goodness. Umbrin and I had such a good time last night. We spoke about all of our stories. He thinks I should write a book.
I mean, that
Cool.
might help actually with keeping track of things.
Well, yeah, but I'd also be a really good storyteller, right?
Obviously.
Anyone want some brown morning potion?
Yes.
As
Yes.
Pim holds up a cup for himself.
Excellent.
Great. At that, Greybeard puts his head and goes, "Oh yeah, I would definitely, yeah," and kind of just like stomps into the galley, picks a cup up.
Oh, Captain Mr. Greybeard.
Just captain's fine.
No, it ain't.
That's what I said. So what we're thinking we might have to do. Wait, actually, hang on. Everybody, is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna have to pop back because we've also got like a really expensive rent, and they charge each week, and we don't want that to build up.
Yeah,
So we're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
sort stuff out there, and then we can come back and help you fix up any little bits.
Yeah.
And we can go.
Sure, that works for me. And look, I mean, you don't have to tell me about the overwhelming and overhanging weight of, property maintenance and management and the
Landlords
costs and-
suck.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah.
But hey, we have a mobile home now. A mobile home.
Does that make you our landlord?
Wait. And he pulls out parchment and writes down mobile home. Pulls it up, puts it in his pocket.
Everyone hydrate.
Yep. Yeah, sure. Look,
Oh.
I was talking to the ship earlier, and it's definitely going to take at least 3 days to fuel up and recharge back to full capacity. And I feel there is still a few odd jobs that I want to do, bit of clean up, before ready for when you guys get back. I'd like if you could pick up some provisions as well while you're in the city. I've made a list of things that we'll need. I'm thinking, between here and the closest other island, it's at least a week's travel. So we need at least a week's worth of supplies. I've written a list, and he pulls out another piece of parchment from his other pocket and says, here, and just puts it on the table. And here, and puts a coin pouch on the table as well. That should be enough to cover everything that we need. I've made allowances for 6 people. I assume it's just going to be the 6 of us.
Yeah, Buck doesn't eat anything.
Okay.
She does.
No
Point at
other,
Leanna.
no other family members, friends, just the 6.
To the best of our knowledge.
Is that an option?
Well,
No, No, it's fine.
Probably best if family members stay here. It's probably safer.
Speaking of safety,
Hmm.
does this vessel come with any defenses? Any cannon?
Yes, but the ammunition and the gunpowder as such, the black powder that fuels the cannons, we are running dangerously low. If you looked on the list, you would see that there is 2 kegs that I've requested. You are more than welcome to take my pushcart back to the city if you might need it to transport everything back as well.
Do we need a horse? Looking at everybody else.
No.
Not again.
No.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, Greybeard, is 6 people enough to fly a vessel like this? I've never actually been on one. I don't know what it takes to crew an entire skyship.
Well, typically no, but the navigational element of this ship is far superior to, I would say, most in the sky. Typically, you would need at least 3 people navigating. You would have your typical helmsman, somebody, and then 2 people in shifts in the crow's nest, navigating by both star and sun. But this navigational system kind of waylays that need, so 6 people should be enough.
Is there anything we need to learn to do before we get on board? Because I don't think any of us are really ship-faring folk. At least I'm not. Can't speak for, well, for 4 of them I can. I think, Ediver, you have skills on ships.
I've been on a few ships before. I know how to rig a sail. That kind of basic stuff.
Well, I'll be honest, it's been years since I was at the helm of a ship myself, so we'll learn together.
We have Ombrin as well.
Yeah. The system that this ship has is ridiculously intuitive, so I would imagine that a lot of the stuff that we need to be aware of, it will make us aware of it as and when. So, no, I'm sure we'll be fine.
That's another thing I was thinking about, just out of curiosity. The fact that this ship is so advanced compared to what is normally flying around, is that going to be a problem? Or make us more noticeable? A bigger target, potentially?
Possibly.
Excellent.
Just kind of this conversation about ships is like based on the little that they've seen of the ship to date. How similar is it to the ship that Kyria came over to Skyhaven in?
Oh, roll me a history check.
Natural 20.
Ooh, nice.
Now, this isn't a history check to see again the differences between them. It's more to see if you would just remember that. That's what anything you ask me like that, there will be genuine history checks, but it's more for your memory, not the detail.
Trust me, it's Kyria. I understand.
Yeah. So, it is not anything like the ship that you came over on.
Okay.
And something that you has only just kind of sprung to mind now you're trying to cast your mind back is that the ship that you traveled over to Skyhaven on was a hell of a lot smaller.
Mm-hmm.
However, you remember distinctly that when you were boarding, Moore and Essen telling you that this was one of the largest ships in the world, and it was powered by this brand new technology that was recently discovered, and that you should find it not only an honor but a privilege to be able to board such a vessel. So much so, when you did board it, all these memories start flooding back, and the port in which you left Evercrest from was being built as you boarded the ship, and it was under heavy construction.
Okay. All right. Cool. So I just wanted to kind of get a sense of any differences between the ships. Cool. Okay.
So Greybeard kind of goes, look, you've already had a look around the ship, I assume, but if there is anything you need, desperately in need of, that the ship has, then just let me know, and there might be bits that I can let you borrow until you come back.
I mean, I could probably do with a bit of extra gunpowder, or black powder, but you said you're pretty low. I mean, is it likely you're going to use any before we get back?
I would say in likelihood is probably not, but you never know. How much were you thinking?
Few handfuls.
Sure, we can make do without a few extra handfuls.
Sweet. I mean, I'd be interested in getting a fairly decent supply anyway, so I might just add another keg on. Pay for it myself.
Sure.
I'm also not too sure how much gold we currently have in our possession. I don't know really how much things cost, but that list looks pretty long. Do we have enough gold to cover that?
There's enough gold in that pouch to cover everything on the list.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. They wouldn't. This is the remaining funds that I have. There isn't any other gold that I can offer. Everything else that I used is, well, it's been put into the ship. So
we'll acquire everything we need.
Thank you, and thank you all for your help in getting this off the ground. This has been one of the greatest days of my later life yesterday. So thank you. I'll continue to make repairs and get us in somewhat fit state to depart upon your arrival back here.
Make sure that you, if you ever get lonely, just talk to Ombrin. You got company now.
Yeah, it's true. Like I said, it'll take 2 or 3 days for this thing to refuel properly. I know that I've set a parameter to say that obviously the ship doesn't leave without you, but I must say, if you are any longer than, 3 or 4 days, then I will just assume that the worst's happened, and you'll forgive me, but I can't wait forever. I hope you understand.
We shouldn't need more than 3-4 days. 4 days probably tops.
We'll make it back.
And there really is no need to thank us. I'm sure I don't have to remind you that this is a mutually beneficial arrangement.
It's true. That's true. It might be worth, though, while you're in town, maybe inquiring to see if there's any transportation work. If you had a destination in mind, it could be an easy way for us to earn coin upon arrival and then bankroll the next leg of our journey.
Where would be the best place to find that?
Usually the docks.
Docks, Adventurers Guild, there's a number of different places within the city that might be able to set you on some work transporting goods.
Any parameters that you don't want us to explore, like?
No illicit goods, stolen wares.
Come on.
Most docks and most of the well-travelled ports throughout Aerilon are strict on their customs and what you can and cannot bring into certain continents.
Yeah, we might have a bit of a problem with trying to pick up those type of jobs, though, because
We should be fine, I think.
I don't know how to phrase that, but
Maybe don't then.
people are looking for us.
Okay, there we go.
Well, look,
I have ways. We'll be fine.
do as you like. If we don't have a job, then it's fine. We have enough fuel and wind in our sails that we can go anywhere. All I would say that if you do pick up a job transporting goods, don't go for any fresh produce. It is, as I say, a week minimum before we hit land again, and typically fresh produce don't last that long. So if you are to pick up anything, just think wisely on the type of goods that you wish to transport. And typically speaking, there is quite a considerable, monetary cost that comes with it. But I'm sure you'll figure all this out yourselves. Now, look, I've got a number of things that I need to do over the next couple of days, so I bid you all good day, and...
What if we started a party boat?
No, we're not going to do that.
Okay. I thought we were just brainstorming ideas.
What's a party boat? Because those lights that came from the boat last night were pretty.
Like a pleasure cruise.
I'm going to go now.
Okay. Bye, Captain Mr. Greybeard.
Have a good day. And he just leaves the room and walks off.
I'll come see you about that gunpowder in a minute.
Yep, no problem.
Well, that's that then.
But speaking of, he brought up a good point. What will we do when we get to the city? The Raven wants us back, but what else?
Want to sort out the rent as well? And she points to Kyria.
I mean, I feel like I'm pointing out the elephant in the room here, but we need to kill whoever is responsible for what's going on and whoever fucking set us up and got us imprisoned in the first place.
Yeah, I think kill might be a little strong, depending on who it is.
Suppose. Whether that's their innards or their political motivations.
Fair enough. One or the other, or both.
Do we need to talk to Tanner again?
Yeah, I suppose we do.
I would really like to get my stuff back. I know I've been talking about it, but it's actually really important.
Well, what is it that you have lost? Or has been taken from you? Sorry.
A ring?
Okay.
I think
Is it a family ring or just...
Yeah,
I mean, is it something we can replace? Then, I mean...
it's not something that we can replace now.
well, I
I
think
know something...
go on.
I know something that was taken from me can't be replaced either, but I fear that trying to break it into a jail to try and steal our shit back is really, 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 really dangerous.
I mean, look, we're all operating on the goal that finishing this will see our names cleared. So we have to assume that if that's still the outcome of what we're doing here, that our stuff will be returned to us. If that's not how things pan out, I'll help you get your stuff back.
But our names getting cleared was only under the sort of idea that Malgrave is the one we answer to at the end of all this, and he would be the one to sort this out for us. He was the only one who offered us that. We have no other options otherwise.
So we have to talk to him too.
And talk to the Raven first and find out what he wants, what he's found out.
I think we talked to the Raven. I think stopping in with Tanner just to get a little bit of more information about this Stessel character without revealing too much suspicion. I'm still not 100% certain that maybe not the plot overall, but potentially our initial imprisonment. I still can't get over that message he sent to Alara, that we were chosen carefully. That's not how I remember things.
And this is off topic, but if we do have time before the boat leaves after we've cleared our names, I would really like to stop by House Galahad.
Where is that? Upper City?
It's Middle City, isn't it, Dan? Yeah,
Mhm.
Middle City. I just have people there that I want to check on. Well, person there that I want to check on.
Is that something you can do without being retaken again, just out of curiosity? If you just walk up to the front door and go, "Oh, hi, I'm back. Is everyone okay?" Are they going to,
It's not going to be easy, even if we do clear our names, but maybe I can sneak in sort of situation.
You'll
I
have
don't
us
know.
with you.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling you that it's technically illegal what they did, so I could go in as your lawyer and threaten them if they don't let you speak to your friend. I don't know why we're going there, but yeah, I've figured something out.
We can certainly. You can see she's like stifling a giggle of you being threatening. We can certainly come up with something.
I can be threatening.
Can you
Of
be a
course, you
lawyer,
can be
though?
threatening.
I can be a lawyer.
Do you know any laws?
Well, she knew that what they were doing was illegal, so that's one law.
Laws. I can't think of them off the top of my head right now, but if they came up, I know them.
We'll put that as Plan C and see what happens.
I can do it.
Okay, so
I
well,
believe in you. I think you can do
I
it.
do too.
Be a lawyer.
I think.
And
the
to be fair,
Raven
you
first.
are scary as shit when you turn into your ghostly form.
Actually, he does have a point there. You scared the crap out of me the first time I saw it.
You're just saying that now.
No, I screamed at you. Don't you
You did.
remember? Like,
So,
that was scary.
Whatever happens, we're not going to let anyone take you.
Thank you.
you all finish your breakfast, start wandering around the ship, gathering your things. Anyway, you go up to Greybeard, who takes you down into the hold, takes you to the barrel. You see that there is a quarter barrel of black powder left.
Okay.
He offers that you can help yourself.
Cool. I will throw away the lump of cheese in one of my pouches, which is probably now very moldy,
Cool.
and I will
Good cheese.
fill it with black powder.
Cool. You do so. No problem.
Cheese
I'll
with
just-
black powder.
Hopefully that will eliminate the smell.
Kyria, as you're wandering around, so this is one of the first times that you've actually been below deck this
Yeah.
morning. You've not been in the ship below the
No.
until now.
Oh, shit.
So as you're down there, you kind of let your curiosity get the best of you, and you start wandering around.
Yes.
Make me a perception check, please. Because you're not actively looking for something, so it's not
No.
investigation, but you're just kind of wandering about having a look for stuff.
Okay, it's 13.
13 is good enough.
Hang on, Missy wants to roll. Missy got 18. The cat just went into my dice tray and nudged the dice and got an 18. So 13 or 18, your pick.
So unfortunately, Tales on Tap is not accepting any new players to the table at the moment.
Sorry, Missy.
Sorry, guys. We just had one die. We're not letting another one do.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, the pain is too raw right now.
13.
I think everybody else would recognize a captain's quarters and understand there is a certain level of respect that's initiated when aboard a ship, and the do's and don'ts and the areas that you are allowed to wander around freely and the areas that you are typically not.
Yeah.
Those rules don't typically apply to Kyria, who is
Nope.
if the rule was told to you there and then, you would probably adhere to it, but then 10 minutes later you would forget about the rule entirely and just do what you like anyway. So you, through no fault of your own, find
Never.
yourself within the captain's quarters of the
Uh-huh.
ship, and with that you find that against the back wall, which is full glass panes for the most part, not floor to ceiling, but halfway to kind of give this panoramic view from the rear of the ship, you see hanging, attached by two chains above the window, is a lute that's kind of hanging. It looks very ornate, very old, almost antiqual.
Antique?
Antiquated? Antique?
Antiquated.
Sure,
Antiquated?
that looks old as fuck, yo.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
But it's hanging there.
Oh.
Kyria, you were looking around the rest of the captain's quarters, see that there is a very thin layer of dust on a lot of the items. There is this suit of armor that's very rusted and old in the corner, ornamental, has no real world uses, but it's kind of covered
Yeah.
in this thin layer of dust. And the only place that doesn't, as such, is the chair, the desk. That kind of has been cleared off, but not polished as such, just used to a point where it
Yeah.
doesn't collect. And the only other item is hung there that has no layer of dust on it at all. Looks old, but doesn't look like it's collecting dust in any way.
Okay. Interesting. Oh. I think, well,
I mean,
it'd be rude not to. It's right there. Kyria is going to. What's Kyria gonna do?
Console with feathers.
No, Kyria is doing a very Kyria thing. He's going to yank it off the wall
Mm-hmm.
and is going to sprint towards Greybeard.
Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa, easy.
Grab it.
Easy, easy. Have you not heard that it's a bad omen to run on a ship?
No, but that might explain a lot. Can
Oh.
I have it?
Yeah. Sorry?
Can I borrow it?
Why?
Do you play?
No.
Look at it. It's
It is beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah, so that was hung there when I kind of found the ship. I never really thought I don't play, but I kind of thought it looked really cool hanging above the window and stuff.
Can I try?
You want to try and play it?
Yeah.
Sure. Can you play instruments?
Instruments? Listen, you clearly don't know me that well, Captain Mr. the Greybeard. I can play instruments with a capital P.
I like to play.
I like
With a Okay, now I wouldn't have believed you until you said capital P. Okay. Sure.
I just think it's wasted, personally, being hung up there. It's beautiful, but like,
I mean,
listen,
I also think it could fetch a fair price at market, and I don't, we don't
you
really.
tell me how much this is worth. And they like drop all of their stuff and just start playing the lute.
Okay, make me a performance check.
I'm gonna tug my earrings. I was like, "Come on, Mama, don't let me down." So I get advantage on it.
Mm-hmm. Performance check, please.
Okay. It's a +7, so that is a 22.
22. Very good. So you start playing this song very well, but it's the lute seems a little bit out of tune.
Yeah.
It seems to have sat there. The strings of the lute have kind of loosened a little bit over time, so it is very much out of tune.
Yeah.
But you play it as best you can, given that it's out of tune. And Greybeard kind of starts tapping their foot along with this melody and goes, "Very good, yeah. That's the best song I've heard in a while."
Oh, this isn't even in tune. Listen, I could do way better.
Okay. Look, you can borrow it. Borrow, which means that it comes back to the ship.
Well, yeah,
Because-
this is coming back to the ship.
Yeah, you don't sell it, you don't lose it, you don't break it. It's beautiful. And I feel like it belongs here. But you've made a convincing argument. Fine. You can borrow it. It looks
You
kind of looks like it suits you anyway.
think?
Sure.
And goes to give him a hug.
He steps back, like immediately as you open your arms and step towards him, he steps back and puts his hand out and goes, "Not a hugger.
Sorry, boundaries. My bad. Should have asked.
Not a hugger." It just, a warm embrace of another person kind of reminds me of my late wife and like the bond that we shared throughout many, many years together, and like just that warm touch of another person on my, like, it's just, it's a whole thing that I'm kind of like working through right now.
Yeah, you
and
work on that.
Yep.
Bye.
You just like run off down the hall and goes,
Like, under their breath, they're just like, I am not a therapist.
Cool. Cool. So I will let you add this item to your sheet in a minute.
Thank you.
But you don't know what this item is or what it does or anything yet.
It's
So you might.
pretty.
It is pretty, but it isn't collecting dust, which is a big hint.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You all gather your belongings, gather everything you need, and start setting off back to Skyhaven, which is where you are. Wyndmere. Sorry, my mind went, nope. Wyndmere. The image of the Horizon Seeker to your back until you cross the barrier in which Greybeard has created, until it vanishes completely out of sight. Just for a point of clarity, do you take the handcart with you? Yep.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yep. So you
I'll
can
pull it.
pick the handcart up on your way and start heading back towards Wyndmere.
I'm going to take more of like a scout kind of role on this journey. Stealthing, observing, making sure we don't walk into any hill trolls.
As you're going ahead, Leanna's going to shout after you. Try to remember the way back. We
Should be
don't
fine.
have people to follow this time.
Okay. Anyway, roll me 3 stealth checks and 3 perception checks, please, as we break this journey into thirds. Pim, every hour or so that passes, you just hear a bird call. just behind you, you know, a little bit of a distance behind you, some distance up in the air, but you see, trailing you, there is a bird in the sky that keeps cawing every hour or so just to get your attention.
As I'm walking, I'm just going to look at my hands and go, okay, close. 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 And I'm basically going to see if I can do what I did in the spirit world and basically harness my... see if I can bring out just close from the transformation.
So it doesn't work, unfortunately, but there is definite effort there, and kind of the people that are with you are first giving you a bit of a side eye as to why you're doing this, but eventually just kind of, oh well, I'm being Pim. But periodically throughout this journey, every now and again you'll hear above you. Anyway, what did you roll?
So 3 stealth, 2 perception, you said?
3 and 3.
3 and 3, okay. First 2 stealths are 9 and 13, which gives me 16 and 20.
Okay.
And last stealth is 8 plus 7. I hate that my stealth
15.
is a 7. It's my least favorite number, 15.
Yep.
And then perception, 3 of those. First 2 are both 10s. So both 13.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is a natural 20.
Nice.
Whoop.
Okay. So the first 2, you're keeping very much out of sight as best you can, keeping low to the ground, keeping to rock formations, moving swiftly between obstacles.
Yeah, and I'm sort of marking as prearranged with the group off camera.
Mm-hmm.
Marking the trees that I'm passing with the piece of chalk that I have, just so that they know that we haven't diverted routes.
Okay.
Because I'm probably about 100 feet ahead.
So the first 2 rolls go very well. You don't really pick anybody out. There's no hill giants, no enemies or anything like that. The third one, as you get close to the city, though, you're about half a mile or so from the Druid's hut.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that there is another small group of individuals heading in your direction. They're armed, but they don't seem to be walking with menace or anything. And as they kind of pass you with that last perception check, which was the natural 20, you pick out some of their conversation. And one of them turns and just goes, well, look, he's been talking about it for weeks. So if it's out here, we'll find it, we'll take over, job's a good one. And
I'll pick up.
As it's kind of in passing, so that's kind of all you would pick up, unless you start to like trail and to pick up the rest of that conversation.
Okay, yeah, I'll start. Are they heading down the path towards the rest of my party?
Not directly. They're heading in that direction, but not like directly along the path. They're kind of off the beaten track a little bit, just kind of meandering through the fields.
Okay, I'll
However, with that perception check, you only see one of... there's 3 people. One of them is armed. Short sword that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I said that word without fucking it up. Short sword. I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, you only notice that one of them is armed. They don't look armored. They're not like plate armor, leather armor. Very much like clothes. Don't seem to be too heavily scarred or anything like that. They don't look dangerous.
Just townspeople then.
Yeah. They look like a group of townspeople. Yeah.
Okay. I will head back round towards the group, so I'll cut back to them. Trying to be stealthy so they don't see me cutting back. Once I get back to them, I'll sort of come out the side of the trees. Like, psst, you lot, come here.
Trouble?
I don't know. Sounds like it could be, but not for us. There's a group who've just gone off down that way, sort of heading in a similar direction to where we just came from. I think they're looking for the ship. They said someone's been rabbiting on about it for weeks, and I mean, we met Greybeard 2 separate times, and that's all he banged on about. So
Yeah, and
they
had other people
didn't
talking about it. Kyria, you heard other people talking about it, didn't you?
Tim did.
Well, they didn't seem to have the best intentions. So I don't know. I don't want to, hurt them, but do you reckon we should intercept them and maybe let them know that it's under new management?
Or we could misdirect them. So that we've been searching for it too and we couldn't find it that way.
That's true. But they could just see through it. And why don't we? I don't know. You can talk into people's heads, can't you? Maybe you could.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not far from the druid hut now. It's just a few miles, like about half a mile up that way.
I have an amazing idea.
Oh no.
It might not be amazing. I was thinking I could scare the heck out of them.
What's heck? Do you mean shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, cool. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Get into the herd, do a creepy voice, say I'm the druid of the forest.
Okay.
I like it.
I could also talk to the trees.
Ooh, that could add a bit of texture.
Yeah, what I
'Cause
mentioned.
Then we can have the trees sort of block the path.
Yes, let's put on a show. Okay, Virgil, I need you on visuals.
Okay, so doing this, what do you need me to do?
Oh, just some kind of menacing aura type thing. Whether that be through, the illusion thing we can do or whatever. And then Pim, you try and get the trees to go like, no! And then I get into their minds.
Sorry, just back to my bit part. What do you mean menacing aura? What does that entail?
Like, bad vibes, like, don't go here. Like, poisonous flowers or, like, curled up gnarled vines with, like, a dead body on it.
Okay. Where are we doing this?
They went
Where are
that
they?
way.
Okay, that way.
Should I just hide?
If we head through this
I don't
little
think I can add to this. I mean, I could roar.
roar,
Okay. Right.
your roars are
okay.
very daunting. So.
And I've had a long rest. I was corrected last session.
Mhm.
I tried to use it twice. It didn't work, so it didn't matter. But I could only use it once. So
It's weird, that isn't it? Lion can only roar once a day.
Crazy.
Yeah. Balance is
Okay.
balance.
Okay,
True.
So I'm
Those
going
are
to tuck
three.
the cart away to behind a tree. And
Kira's
then-
like put their hand in the center for like everyone to put their hands on top and nobody's doing it.
I'll do it.
Oh, okay, yes.
Sure.
And break.
Okay.
Let's go scare
Break what?
some townspeople.
As we
Yay.
break, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace.
Which is
Okay.
so excessive. I love it.
Just blow all our spell slots and
I'm
abilities.
just using a cantrip.
it's-
I'm good.
I'm fine. It's not even my spell slot. It's just the staff. I'm good.
Oh, good
Yeah, I'm sure we'll
God.
need it later.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to prepare a smoke grenade.
Okay.
Just
So-
if we need a little bit more atmosphere.
Just in case.
I'll adjust the mixture so that the smoke hangs really low on the floor.
Dry
Almost
ice.
like dry ice, yeah. You can do that
Amazing.
with gunpowder, right?
So you all head off in the direction of these individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Talk me through play of events as to what happens as this group of 3 townsfolk rounds the corner towards you.
So I'm leading them ahead of us
Mm-hmm.
into if there's any particularly sort of overgrown area that we can find in their path that's
Yep.
like leaves going over canopy and stuff like that.
Sure, let's say there is. Why not? Let's do this.
And I'm gonna speak with plants
Okay.
through the staff and
Okay.
talk to the trees and ask them for some help to basically, on my command, reach down their branches to sort of almost create a cage in front of where they're going, you know, when they sort of intersect their branches.
Mhm. Okay. Cool. So,
Harry Potter maze.
yeah, like it.
I am going to. I kind of like just a quick aside. Do I disguise myself and like add a bit of dramatic visual flair, or do I just stick to the brain stuff?
Just brain stuff, I think. I think
Brain
it's
stuff?
scarier when you don't see the monster.
If they don't buy it, we can escalate.
Okay. Awesome.
Are we sure we need to be doing this to just random people walking past, just out of curiosity?
Well, if they want to take the ship,
We
that
don't know who they want to do. Just again, to be the devil's advocate, we don't know who they want to do this.
But
Well-
head in his head.
Oh,
They
so, yeah.
definitely sounded like they said they were going to take things over and take it for themselves. And they're
Rihanna's
heading-
already in like a low position under like a low like behind a low bush waiting to growl at them. So she's already taken position.
Okay. So, as the group heads towards this wooded area close by, which is in the same direction of travel that this small group of townsfolk is heading, Pim, as you arrive there, you reach out a hand and start speaking with the trees, and they agree to blocking the path of this group. As the group arrive within this area, Edivir, you drop the small smoke bomb that starts.
No, I don't yet. No,
Okay.
no, you're not. Yeah, that's part of the escalation. I'm preparing it.
Okay, you prepare it. So, Kyria, you're the only person that's going to be visible. The rest of the group,
Not yet.
I'm so confused as to
It's
what's
hardly
happening.
hiding.
Isolation.
We're doing
going
like a
Auditory,
ominous forest.
like ominous vibes first, and then if we need to, then I will make myself. I will show
Okay.
myself.
Okay,
And
so how's
proceed
this?
their appearance with the smoke grenade.
Sure. How's this? The group of townsfolk
Mm.
begin walking towards this area as the trees start to creak and crack, as the branches of the trees start to come down and intertwine and intersect before them. The 3 individuals stop in their tracks, looking to each other, back to the trees, and then to their general surroundings. One turns and goes, "I don't like the look of this," and starts to reach out a hand to grab one of their friends close by, but missing the grasp as they step back.
In that individual's head, there's a.
Wait,
Did that come through or not?
yeah, wait.
I need to go and put creepy music on.
Oh yes, yeah, we need that.
As these branches pull down, Kyria, you say,
These are our woods. Get out!
"Or here, boys, I reckon we should leave. These is them woods. It belongs to them."
And in
Just start to
everybody
growl.
else's head, they just hear. Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Oh, lads, I don't like the look of this at all. The other turns and goes, all right, give over. We've walked through these woods many times before, creepy voices. We have every right to be here just as much as you.
Low growl starts to rise.
You wouldn't want to upset my pets now, would you?
Maybe an intimidation check, Kyria.
I'm gonna make. I'm
Does she
gonna
get
make the
advantage from the
branches.
growl?
Branches, growls, all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah, go on, you can have advantage, why not?
Amazing stuff. Okay. It's not incredible. Intimidation
Mm-hmm.
is a 13. I feel like it deserves more. Because that was pretty good, guys. Nice
know,
job.
right?
Good performance.
Sometimes the rolls just aren't there.
You see that the two individuals on either side just kind of start like wide-eyed stepping back and kind of like look at each other, just turn on their heels and begin to run in the opposite direction, whereas the one in the middle doesn't realize that this has happened and just kind of still stands and goes, now you listen here now.
I'm
Listen.
gonna make a branch crawl down and sort of tap him on the shoulder, like it's about to grasp him on the shoulder.
Hey,
and I'll let
you.
out my daunting roar.
Okay, go ahead and daunting roll, which makes he needs to make a.
Wisdom, I
Wisdom
believe?
saving throw, yeah.
That's an 18 on the dice, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Now, and you see his hand start reaching down to the scabbard. Please don't hurt me! You two...
Might want to join your friends, little one. Run along now.
This ain't worth it! This ain't worth it! Spins and starts running off to chase after his friends. And that is where we're going to go for a quick break.
Nice.
Nice.
Good work. Good work.
They're in the
Jesus
Jesus
Christ.
outfit
Well done,
village,
guys.
folks.
Amazing. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. You should stick around during the break because fun and exciting things happen. Check it out.
Bye.
The Into the Wilds Battlemap book series from Tom Cartos returns with Volume 3, the Urban Edition. Into the Wilds is a collection of fully customizable biome and region themed Battlemap books for your favorite tabletop RPG. They are ideal for preset or random encounters, so you can be fully prepared no matter which direction your players choose to head in. Volume 3 includes castles and keeps, towns and cities, and traders and dwellings. Everything you need for an urban-based campaign. The returning volumes 1 and 2 include a variety of overworld and underworld maps for travels through the wilderness. The battle maps come in 2 variations: a fully furnished, highly detailed version with props and assets already placed, and a second unfurnished version for you to customize however you need with the included reusable asset stickers or that trusty dry erase marker. Each set also comes with the complete digital bundle for online play. Whether you play in person or online, the Into the Wild series contains everything you need to tell an immersive and compelling story with your friends. Back Into the Wilds Volume 3 on Kickstarter now.
Aerilon, constellation of 10 mysterious floating islands that hang in the stratosphere, each a unique treasure trove of different cultures, factions, and environments. Here, high above and obscured from the forgotten realms below, magic courses through the very air you breathe. In these lands, bravery forges destinies, and a legendary journey is about to begin. As the mysteries of this strange land are being unraveled, a malevolent power seeks to shroud this wondrous realm in eternal darkness. But where there is darkness, there will always be those who rise to meet it. Brave souls will have to confront horrors that defy imagination and unravel secrets that question the very essence of magic itself. In the face of adversity, would-be heroes must find the strength in each other and the bonds they forge with the people of Aerilon. For it's the power of unity, resolve, and courage that will carry them forward through the skies. Embark on a destined journey aboard a skyship to discover verdant forests, sun-blasted deserts, winter tundras, bustling cities, mountains, and depths. This is Aerilon, and it's here that our journey begins. Hello everybody and welcome back to Tales on Tap, episode 19 of Aerilon, A Destined Journey. Before the break, you will have seen our band of intrepid adventurers ward off some local townsfolk from whatever they were doing. That bit's still unclear. But
We assumed it was not good for us.
Yeah, but they warded them off, so that's all that matters, right guys?
Yeah.
Cool. Upon successfully shooing the townsfolk out of the forest and back in the general direction from whence they came.
Yes.
Very innocent looking, very innocent shooing.
Yeah.
No harm done.
That's fine. Nobody died. That's good.
Exactly.
You all continue your journey. As you get to equidistance from Wyndmere as the druid's hut, you're not quite where that is. You're a few hundred yards off to the right from there, keeping to the main thoroughfare. You're about 500 or so yards away from the city. What do you guys want to do?
I know we have.
Told. Go on.
I know we have the rolling cart with us, but are we leaving it outside the sewer grate?
I think maybe. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
We might have to stash it somewhere.
Is the opening to the sewer grate wide enough to bring the car?
Push a fucking cart.
No.
Okay.
It's worth asking.
No.
It might be. A lot of shit comes out of this city.
I'm going to say no.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we could probably just leave it outside the city and bury it or disguise it or something. Not bury it. I mean,
maybe a little bit
put leaves
ways
on
off.
it.
Yeah, we go a little bit into the woods, cover it in branches and stuff like that. It should be alright for a couple of days at least.
I mean, we could leave it in that. Have we passed the druid's hut?
You will have now, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right then. Yeah, we just leave it here in the wooded area. I don't know if you guys have anything that you can do to it that can disguise it, or I could just pull some leaves down.
Kyria picks up a stick from the floor.
So does Edelmir.
Okay.
I can do that, and she just pulls a couple of low-hanging branches that still have like foliage on them.
Yeah, we
off
want foliage.
The trees, and covers the car
maybe
to the best of
ask-
her abilities.
First?
Do you mind if I pull these trees down?
No, ask the trees.
How do we know
Mr.
if
Tree?
they say no?
Do you mind if I borrow your branches? And she's already pulled them off. She is now placing them.
Strong
I think
wind
he's fine with
blows,
it.
and the leaves and the branches start to jostle in the wind.
That's a yes, right?
I think that's just wind.
I'm gonna get bird poop all over myself again.
You know, we're druids. Not a lot of animals that like you, is there? Cows, birds. Sorry, I'm only.
No, it's true. I'm better with plants.
But you eat them.
Let's
Maybe
not
they
bring.
respect him for it.
Let's
Well-
not bring. This isn't the time. No, I'm joking.
But I also feed them.
Well, so do dead people.
Well,
Have I disguised this car enough to the?
so you're just
Unless
covering
someone was
it in
looking for it.
branches and stuff. It's going to take you a while. It's a hand cart.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take that while they're discussing theologies of eating and feeding plants.
A journey
And
shared is
cover
a
it.
journey. Fifth.
Shared. Okay, so you spend a good
Job.
portion of time putting branches and leaves and stuff all over this handcart. Cool.
Until, like, when I stand back, I can't see it anymore.
Okay, it's going to take you a good hour or two to do that. I mean, it's a handcart and you're taking, like, branches off trees. So eventually it's going to look like a pile of tree branches and not like a
all
naturally...
bushes, though.
Not like
Yeah,
a
there's
natural
bushes.
forming bush.
We're not just putting it in a clearing. We're like shoving it in a bush and then putting shit over it.
Cool. Let's say it takes an hour then.
Fine.
Let's call
I'll
it a
take the
let's
hour.
Chris, let's call it a draw.
Yeah. Agree to disagree.
Yeah, let's call it a draw. Cool.
All right. Now
You-
what?
Lead the way.
I think that's good enough now. So back to sewers. Yes.
I can't help but wonder what the point of us bringing this in the first place was, but yeah, let's go.
Well, I
I
mean-
thought we would be able to bring it into the city with us, and seeing as how we were buying stuff, we'd be able to put it into the cart instead of just, I mean, there's 2 crates of stuff or barrels, but I didn't think about the tunnel.
Again,
Do
we're working on it.
Potions work with objects.
And
Ooh.
objects drink.
I mean, wood can. Technically, wood drinks like varnish and stains.
I mean,
No, that's Natalie. Obviously, Leanna would have no idea.
I'm a carpenter, and that is so far from the truth.
There. I mean, we've got it here now. It's hidden.
what potion are you thinking?
the water one.
Aqueous form?
What, on the cart?
Yeah. Just make the cart water,
I mean, it could
get
work.
through, and then
We've just spent an hour hiding this thing.
I probably should have mentioned this sooner, but you guys were so
Also-
passionate about this project.
It's
I
fine.
didn't want to
We're
stop.
working. We're working.
we only
again.
have one, right?
Again, we're working on the.
Yeah.
We're working on the assumption that once the job is done, all this sneaking around and being on the run is not going to be a factor anymore. So hopefully, if we're able to achieve what we're trying to achieve, we'll just be able to walk out and pick it up in a couple of days.
So
Yeah.
nice. Yes.
And then we can leave and cause trouble somewhere else.
Maybe if we even get like a little horse that can kind of side eyes Pim that can pull it. I mean, I don't mind pulling it, but it would get us there faster.
Okay. Cross that bridge when we come to it.
Is it bridge?
So, figure of speech.
Oh. Okay.
I know, it confused me as well when I first heard it. Not a lot of bridges where I'm from.
Shall we go?
Not a lot of rivers.
I'm gonna start walking now.
Stop following him.
Pim takes the initiative.
Okay, so you start making your way through the tunnel systems. Okay, Pim, roll me a survival check, please.
Yes, sir. That is an 18.
Okay, you managed to remember the path in which you that you took, and you meander your way through the sewer systems of Wyndmere until you venture out of the sewer grate back into the middle city of Wyndmere.
All right. Prestidigitate people.
Okay.
Don't want to be rolling
Question.
and shit.
Nope.
Before we come out of the sewers, the cloak I'm currently wearing has like mist around it, doesn't it? It's a bit like you can spot it from a 1 mile away. That person looks dodgy.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so she's going to take off that cloak, right, and put it in her bag. Because so it's still on me. Am I still attuned to it? If it's in my bag.
It is for the next hour.
Okay.
It didn't require attunement, did it? You just
Yeah,
put it
you
on
didn't
there.
have to the first time.
Oh, I didn't. No,
No, you just put it straight on.
I don't know.
and it
He
started
hasn't given
developing.
me the details of it, so I don't know.
It doesn't require attunement, no. But if it
Okay.
did, it would take an hour to unattune
That's fine.
of it
So
not being on you.
Tuck it away.
No problem.
Right.
So-
I think first things first. If you're able to, that.
Mr. the Raven, we're back in the city. Where are you?
No response.
Oh dear.
Mr. the Raven?
No response.
Either the card's broken or he's dead. Or an in
Those are-
between.
Two very different options, Kira.
It might be something, but he's not responding.
Maybe he's busy and can't talk out loud.
But normally he'll cough. Cough if you can hear me.
You hear nothing.
There's nothing.
All right.
That's a concern. What managed to get through in his last message?
Mia,
Any?
hurry. Managed to. I think he was trying to say like he's managed to find some connection to the warehouse. But I didn't catch who.
They sound panicked.
I couldn't discern any emotion. It was just like random static words.
Well,
We need
maybe
to-
he's back at home. I mean, if anyone has any other ideas of where we should head.
He doesn't have a key, and we don't know where his home is. And
If he was waiting for us, he would have responded. This is bad.
yeah,
How about we split up?
no.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No.
There's two options where he can be. One of
No.
them only I'm allowed to go into.
He could message me fine from there, though.
Yeah, but if he's lost the card,
I
What
think
if he's
we have,
lost the card?
we have to move quickly.
Where
first-
though?
Our first port of call was the Raven. That's off the table. Second port of call was Tanner. We need to find out more about this Thessel character. If it's him and not Malgrave, then That might
But
give
we
us an
also
idea.
need to find the Raven.
We have to assume that he figured things out that we need to figure out as well. Running
Did
around
we
this
assume-
city, looking for a person whose whole MO is being unseen and moving in the shadows. That's not going to do us any good. We have to follow the leads.
Right.
Do we follow up the same lead then? Do we go and look into the warehouse? And that might lead us to where he's gone?
Where did he say he was going to look at the records? Was it like the City Hall or
Yeah,
library or something?
there'll be some kind of records office or something like that, I would imagine. I don't know
Right.
specifically to this city, but
Right, well, the two most inconspicuous people should probably go to the City Hall then.
Perception check, please.
it's about to get shit on. Phew.
23.
About 70 to 75 feet away, there is a bulletin board just off to the left-hand side of the road that you are on, and you see that there are 6 fresh pieces of parchment that have been nailed to that, and you see some very familiar images.
They posted us up again. Wait, you said 6?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the sixth
other guy.
person?
Is he there again?
You need to move and go and have a look.
Yeah, I'll quickly stealth up and have a look.
Okay. First poster has a very crudely drawn picture of Edivir on the poster. Wanted for crimes against the city, arson, and terrorist acts. Reward, dead or alive, 1,500 gold pieces.
God, we've got
That's more like it. That's more like it.
The criminal known as Edivir is wanted for numerous crimes against the city, including arson and terrorism. He is a human male of medium build with dark hair and a scar on their left cheek. Approach with caution as they are considered highly dangerous. Wanted for terrorist acts, dead or alive, 2,000 gold pieces. There is a picture of Virgil.
Oh. You got the high
Well, more than you.
bounty.
Yeah, he killed somebody.
Virgil is wanted for his involvement in the terrorist act of blowing up the Wyndmere Academy of the Arcane Arts. He is known to be armed and should be considered extremely dangerous. Wanted. Capital murder. Reward 2,000 gold pieces, dead or alive. Liana is wanted for the murder of several innocent citizens. She is a Leonin female with long white hair and piercing blue eyes. Approach with extreme caution. She may or may not be armed, but is considered extremely capable and dangerous. Wanted. Grave digging. Reward. Alive or dead or alive, 1,000 gold pieces.
Oh, just a little one.
Kyria is wanted for the crime of grave digging.
Get on our
Grave
level.
digging. They are a satyr with a penchant for elaborate clothing and a mischievous nature. Despite their small stature, they should not be underestimated.
They did you dirty.
Yeah, I did.
Wanted. Capital murder. Wanted,
I'm
dead,
keeping that one.
dead or alive. 2,000 gold pieces. Pim is wanted for the brutal murder of a local merchant. He is a halfling with brownish matted hair. often wearing a hooded cloak to conceal their identity.
Oh, great.
Approach with caution as they are considered dangerous.
I can't believe Pim's got a higher bounty than me.
Wanted. Wanted.
Yes, yes.
Trafficking of illicit materials. Wanted alive. 700 gold piece reward. Unnamed individual is wanted for the possession and trafficking of illicit materials. Individual should be approached with extreme caution. Capture is necessary. Reward offered for information which may lead to arrest.
And who is the final picture of?
The pictures of the individual that broke out of the cart at the same time you did.
Trafficking illicit substances.
Illicit substances, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly head back to the little alleyway we came out of.
This is bad news. They put up more posters of us, and this time they know us by name. Also, we have rewards on our heads, dead or alive. Sorry to say, Edvir, but you're the lowest on the list.
What do you mean?
The rest of us is between 2,000 to 2,500 gold. You're only 1,500.
You don't know that.
Fair enough.
I know I don't. But it's
I
not
mean-
true.
You guys have been fucking killing people willy-nilly, so...
I haven't
I
killed
haven't.
anyone. How in the hells is my bounty higher than yours?
My guy was already dead.
I killed people.
But the important part is that it's dead or alive. They have our names and our descriptions, also how we usually dress.
We're going to have to go back to doing things a little bit more covert.
Also, the sixth poster is the cart guy. Apparently, he's been smuggling illicit materials, and
Card guy? What card guy?
he's the only one who's not.
materials.
Yeah, and he's the only one who's not wanted dead. Capture is necessary.
Is that the guy that broke out with us?
Yes.
Right.
As you guys are discussing this, you hear... I don't know if I've got it. I don't think I have it. But you hear the Skyhaven News jingle. Tune out. So, just for clarity, Felicity Clearwater has not been very well for the last
That's
week
fine.
and has been unable to resume their duties as news reader. Good evening, Skyhaven. I am Alexander Stormborn, and here are the latest updates for you today. Breaking news on the flux pandemic that has gripped our city. The Skyhaven Bureau of Crimes have executed a major raid on a warehouse suspected to be manufacturing site of the dangerous drug Flux. Sources indicate that this operation was a significant success, with large quantities of the illicit substance seized and several individuals taken into custody. This marks a crucial victory in the fight against Flux, but the authorities warn that this battle is far from over. The SBC continues its relentless efforts to dismantle the drugs distribution networks and bring its proprietors to justice. In other news, tensions rise as emissaries from the island of Solasta are set to arrive in Skyhaven within a couple of days. Their visit comes in the wake of a recent attack on their embassy within our city. The purpose of their mission is to engage in discussions aimed at addressing the aftermath of this shocking event. Skyhaven authorities are on high alert, ensuring the safety and security of our guests as diplomatic negotiations unfold. Finally, concluding, concerns of the ongoing investigation into the escaped convicts. There has been no significant leads over the past week. In a bid to expedite the search and bring these felons to justice, the Skyhaven Bureau of Crime is appealing to the public for their assistance. A reward is now being offered for any information that could lead to the arrest of these escaped criminals. Additionally, bounties have been placed on each of the six fugitives' heads. Skyhaven's residents are urged to remain vigilant and report any sightings or relevant information to the authorities immediately. In a heartwarming turn of events, the Skyhaven community has rallied together to support a local charity initiative aimed at providing meals for the homeless. Through generous donations and volunteer efforts, the initiative has exceeded its initial goals, ensuring that many in need have warm meals during the upcoming months. This display of compassion and solidarity highlights the strength of our community in times of adversity. In another positive development, groundbreaking research conducted by scientists at the Skyhaven Academy of the Arcane Arts has made significant strides into the field of renewable energy. Their innovative technologies promise to revolutionize the way we harness and utilize clean energy sources, potentially reducing our city's carbon footprint. Amidst these bright spots, we must remain vigilant in addressing the challenges facing our city. That concludes today's news bulletin. We'll continue to keep you updated as these developing stories unfold. Stay tuned to Skyhaven News for all the latest updates. I've been, and will be, and continue to be, Alexander Stormborn. Thank you for joining us. Good night, Skyhaven. Dum 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 dum.
Typical corporate liberals, always greenwashing everything.
Oh, he's so right.
I'm gonna pull out the Cloak of Elvenkind from my bag and put it on, put it over my head.
Okay, so it takes an hour to attune to that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to block my Leonin form from view.
Okay.
Can I... No. I don't know where I thought was gone. It's gone now.
Okay.
How the fuck did they get our names? Mine especially. I'm not known to anyone around here. And those I am known to, they don't know me by that name. Except for a few people.
That arrested us, do they not know your name?
No.
We didn't have names before.
I mean, they knew who I was when they arrested me, so...
And I was signed up for WA, so they would have got it from the records at the school.
I've never been to the city until I got arrested. I certainly didn't tell anyone.
Someone we know's been captured then.
Raven.
Or Tanner.
We spoke to him just this morning. There's no way they could have captured him, interrogated him, and printed these posters.
It's Malgrave, isn't it?
No, but
Could be Malgrave.
No, because you didn't give your full name. Anyway.
To who?
Malgrave, you didn't.
I did to Tanner.
Malgrave only knew me as Sophia, so...
What if it's... When you guys met more... Did you say your names?
I believe so.
I didn't say my last name.
Yep. It's more, she was behind the whole thing.
No. That's not what I meant.
We could go check on them if you want to. I wouldn't be against that. My concern right now is this sixth character. We thought he was just a crazy old man, but smuggling illicit goods. Could he have been the one bringing the stuff into the city? And if that's the case, were Tanner's men really there to free us? They want him alive, which means he's got answers.
Yeah, but they didn't free him. They freed you. You freed him.
That's what they told us. That's what they made it look like.
I mean, they removed my hood and said no, moved on, and then found you, and then they were relieved. They didn't even look at him. So it was when they saw your face, they knew who they were looking for. You're the one who freed him.
They pulled both
Not
of your
pointing
hoods off
fingers.
at the same time.
No, they pulled my hood
No,
off and then
no.
they moved on.
Ediviz and the guy.
Me and the old man.
Oh,
It was at the same time.
All right,
And then I unlocked his chains.
we
Yeah, but
need
they
to
unlocked
speak to.
you.
Well, they clearly knew what I was capable of. Someone set me up in the first place.
we need to get out of here because there's lots of eyes around. Where are we heading?
You see, sort of, as you're all discussing, you see Virgil sort of visibly, he's got like a twitch in his hand. He's very rapidly taking off gold and sort of shoving it into his bag, and he sort of puts his nails into his hand and just bites hard, and you can sort of hear the crunch of like nail and tooth, and it's very gritty. And there's, should we just fucking leave this place? We don't owe anything to this fucking city. All they've done is turn us into criminals and try and kill us.
It's not
Frankly,
going to
fuck this
stop.
place.
It's not going to stop if they've already given out rewards for our heads. Who says that it's not going to spread nationwide?
Look,
I don't want my family back at home thinking I'm a criminal.
we have to get whoever's responsible for this. Whether it means clearing our names here or not. We can't just walk away. Or they'll
This
just
is my
keep
home.
doing it again and again. To everyone.
That's the point. If we do succeed, we have no guarantee that we come out of it alive. The SBC will swoop down, could possibly take us, and then that is good night Vienna.
That's been the case this whole time.
But we now have a ship and a way out. We could flee to the sky, flee to a different continent if we wanted to.
Well,
I don't
my
flee.
family's on this continent.
Yes, so
This-
is mine.
It's my home. You can leave. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, everybody keep our voices down. I think
And what's the plan? Where are we going?
The safest
Who are
place
we
we
talking
know.
to? Our home?
Well, no. Where we went
Mara?
when we first kicked off. The UC. We need to get some answers out of Tanner.
Do we remember where the illusionary tunnels are? We can't use the elevators.
Yeah.
Right then, let's move. Let's go. Come on.
And don't. When we're in the UC, they're gonna want. People in the UC want money, so they won't think twice about handing us over. So make sure that you don't stand out, even
We've
down
all-
there.
We've all done this before. We're all capable of it. Okay? Follow my lead. Don't do anything too obvious. Stick to the back alleys. We've done this before. We're capable. This isn't unknown territory for any of us now. Alright? We're still in this. Nothing's changed.
Okay, I need a group stealth check, please.
I
pass with
am.
Chris.
I'm gonna disguise.
Okay. You can have yours with advantage, then, Kiri.
Pass without
What does
tracer.
pass without a trace
Yep.
adds what?
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Plus 10. As long as you stay within 30 feet
30 feet of me.
of Pim.
That's a nat 1, which I'm gonna re-roll.
Let's go!
Wait, advantage.
That's much better. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine is 19 without the plus 10.
So, okay. So 29.
Yeah.
Yeah. Virgil.
28.
14 without the plus 10.
24.
So 24, 28. Liana.
26.
26. Pim.
23.
23. Okay. You guys start making your way through the middle city to the last to the known grate, which is towards the southern edge of the middle city that you know. You guys keep mainly to the back streets. All right. And make your way and make your way through the back streets.
I'm sorry.
No. Somebody shut him up.
We're back again.
Am I ridiculous?
Yes.
So, you make it to the tunnels and start traversing your way through the tunnel systems until you arrive back in the UC. The air immediately clings to all of you. You've not been down here in a number of days now, and the shock and the impact of the musty, damp smell hitting your nose and your lungs and your breath just kind of takes you all back a little bit. Not so much you, Dag, used to this kind of environment, but very much does hit the rest of you a little bit, takes you back, but you are arriving within the UC.
Cool. I will begin to plot a course and lead people through towards the mark.
Okay, so you...
On the
Just-
way.
Here you go.
I'm coming through someone else's mic because I can hear myself talking. Okay. On the way, I'm looking out to see if those posters are also posted down here.
Perception check, please.
Good shout.
Curia
Sorry.
being more able to be a bit more out in the open, being disguised. I'm kind of just doing like human, kind of just like long black hair, kind of like it's similar to what I've done before, just like not that I wouldn't stand out anywhere
Okay.
really. Can I see if I can hear anybody discussing that recent news bulletin that was just played as we're kind of venturing
Sure,
and
yeah.
traveling?
Yeah, of course you can. Make me a perception check, please. While I get a beer from my friend.
I try and be useful, but I'm not good with the wisdom thing.
Okay. Liana, what did you roll?
Was 15.
Oh, a 15?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. You do see that the posters that you saw up on the top level of the city are actually posted down here.
Right. Okay.
You see that they're not all like bunched together. You'll find like one of Edivir like nailed into the corner, wooden pole of a post that's been used as the cornerstone of a makeshift hut. They're kind of like randomly dotted about, but it is very much like they're dotted everywhere. Like it seems that they are on every property, on every
Oh my god.
post. They are
Excellent
everywhere.
news. That's great.
Oh, we gotta finish this, guys.
We need out. This
We
is
gotta kill
ridiculous.
someone.
Kill them all.
Publisher.
Gotta kill someone or all of them. Either way.
Kyria, what did you roll?
Oh, I got a whopping great 3.
You think that you did hear a couple of people mention it, and as you kind of like put your ear closer, they're not talking about that at all, but that's drawn your attention away because there could have been somebody else talking about it over there, so you quickly dash over there and they're not talking about it either. But that you also now hear and like overhear a conversation of it, and you just kind of like ditting about like this across, trying to pick up random conversations, none of which are about the news bulletin that you were listening out to.
Yeah.
Anyway, you start making moves through the UC, taking everybody at the least possible, path travelled, to get to Tanner's Mark.
Yeah.
You arrive at the cusp of that main central hub within the UC. You're roughly around 40, 50 or so feet away from the Tanner's Mark, off to the left of it this time. Kind of nestled between two of the bigger kind of huts that have been put there.
Okay. Does there seem to be any activity going on?
From what you can see, roll me a perception. Let me see what you can pick up from this distance.
Guidance.
Ooh, probably not a lot. 5 plus 3, 8 plus 3, 11.
Okay. You see that the bar is open.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I
You
was
see
talking
that the bar.
about
No, I know. You see that the bar is open. There are people coming in and out of that place, of the Tanner's Mark. You see there are lights on inside. It seems that business is open as usual.
I'll turn to Kyria and I'll say, I think this time, best we don't announce our arrival.
You can see that they'd already like got a bit of copper wire out and just kind of. Okay.
If we're not announcing our arrival, we're going to have to go through the front door where there's people coming in and out of.
Why would we need to do that?
Because he won't be able to open the back door.
There's a window, right? There's
And
a
I can-
window
There's
to our
also
old
him.
room.
I'll just
Who?
like pull out. I'll just like fan out my thieves' tools. I should be able to get through.
We might not need that. If we go back around the back, we can get the window, get to our room, and I can pull the cord.
It's not a bad idea, but all of us climbing through a window at the same time.
No, we just need one.
Okay.
But that just announces our arrival. Like, that essentially does what her voice thing can do.
Well, I mean, it might,
And he'll know where we are.
but it means
If,
he won't
if we
have
think
time
he's
to.
dodgy.
He won't have time to. My intention isn't to sneak up on him so much. It's to not give him the time to maybe clean anything incriminating up or hide anyone he might
Um,
want us
guys.
seeing him with.
I can go through the front door.
Good point.
Yeah, because you don't
Let's
know
go
where
around the
you.
back.
We'll head round the back. I'll work on the lock on the back door.
Yeah.
You head in, let us know what Tanner's up to.
Yeah.
Good plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put
Anybody
hand-
else
put
want
hand-
to?
put a hand in?
Anybody else want to do anything before this plan kicks off? No?
Break.
Cool. So, Pim, Liana, Virgil, Edivir, you all start moving round the back of the Tanner's Mark, keeping to cover. I'll keep the same stealth check, but you are within 30 feet of Pim, so you get an additional 10 anyway. So you're all going to get above a 10. So you kind of stick to the shadows, make your way round the back of the property. Kyria,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Oh, you know. Just strolling on up.
Yep.
You know.
I think I'm gonna.
Nope, that's two.
Very
Okay.
jovial. Yeah, I'm just kind of gonna get a slight drunken swagger going. Not fully. Not that I'll be denied even entry to the bar, but I'm just gonna like, hey, you! Nice seeing you again. And
You see,
proceed to, like,
you see the person you point at kind of like looks to the side. Just
We'll
kind of
catch
like
up later.
walk in. Like,
just like continues to stroll in and just kind of like opens the doors to the Mark and just
Okay.
kind of continues to walk in. I'm looking to see if Tanner is bartending right now.
okay, no, he's not.
No? Okay.
Nope, he's not behind the bar at all. Instead, you see this half-elven individual, this half-elven male with kind of very choppy, short, choppy hair at the that's kind of tucked behind the ears a little bit. Very Clovis-esque in a way, like very
Yeah, yeah.
kind of like long, a bit long on the fringe, but very tucked back behind the ears. You see them wearing a white shirt, very dirty, but a white cotton shirt with a apron round the waist as they're kind of like pouring an ale for one of the individuals that sat at the bar. You see that as you're walking in, that the bar isn't empty. Excuse me, isn't empty. That was like a hiccupy burp. That was weird.
Yeah.
As you look around, the bar isn't empty by any stretch. It's not the busiest it's been, but there is a few people in here that are frequenting and that are sat enjoying their drinks. Oh.
Oh?
No, we're all here.
Was it my internet
I don't know.
or yours?
Don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Because you just fully froze.
Yeah.
If there's a spare stool at the bar,
Mhm.
I'm gonna kind of just walk on over, pull
Yep.
myself a seat.
Okay.
While also just keeping an eye out to see if I can see Tanner anywhere. Yeah.
Okay, you look around the bar. Tanner is nowhere to be seen.
Nowhere to be seen.
And as you sit down at the bar, the half-elven gentleman kind of like looks over and just goes, I'll be with you in a minute.
Oh, good. Don't worry. Yeah, and it's just kind of Kiria's just gonna be fiddling, like with like a coaster or something, and it's gonna message under their breath. He's not in here. It's somebody else at the bar.
And who are you sending that message to?
Edivir, probably.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else running the bar. Maybe ask where he is. We'll hold off for now.
Hold. I'm just gonna order a drink and ask for information.
Please be careful with what you're ordering.
I'll get. I can't really get a tap water. That doesn't seem respectful. I'll get something cheap. It's fine.
And as you kind of like muttering this under your breath a little bit, you kind of like look up from the bar, and the half-elvish gentleman is literally stood directly in front of you and goes, I mean, look, everything's kind of cheap down here. Like, you don't need to drink tap water.
No,
Also,
I know. I'm just.
we have no taps, so it'll be jug water or nothing.
Well, it comes from a tap somewhere down the line.
Sure, let's say it does.
Okay, so cheapest ale.
Yeah, that'll be the cheapest. So you want brown ale?
Sure.
Cool. Okay. You don't really strike me as a brown ale type of girl, but
What do I strike you as then?
You know, I thought kind of a nice chilled rosé on a summer's day kind of girl.
Interesting
Okay.
take. Where's Tanner, by the way?
Oh, he's out on business.
Oh, where's he gonna be back?
Nope, no idea. He didn't tell me. Just said to look after the place until he gets back, so here we are. That's one brown ale. That'll be 4 copper pieces, please.
Cheers. And I will give over 4 copper pieces.
You'll give over what?
4 copper pieces. It fully blended into one thing.
I know,
when
copper
was saying that.
pepper.
Four
Copper
copper
pepper. I'd like to see if anybody sat at the bar kind of raises an eyebrow or anything at the mention of Tanner. Has anybody reacted to me mentioning Tanner?
So
at all?
one person's kind of like looked over as you were asking, but then very quickly kind of goes
Okay.
back and swirls the glass a little bit.
Okay. I haven't seen you around here much.
Oh, no, I guess I don't think we've met.
No.
Driz.
Robin Bones. Nice to meet you.
Oh, that's amazing.
Class. Actually, fucking
Unbelievable.
genius.
Oh my god, that was insane. I love that.
Well,
How long have you been holding on to that?
Oh, a while.
yeah, that was so good.
Worth
Nice to meet you, Robin.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we have met. I kind of fill in every now and again when Tanner needs to either, business out of the city or elsewhere or whatever.
Yeah, fair. It's been a while since he's been out though. Surprised to see he's not here, especially with everything going on.
What do you mean?
Well, he's normally, protecting his printed mark.
Well, doesn't need to today, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm sure he's in capable hands.
More than Tanner's.
Like, I visibly kind of like chuckle at that and just give him a nod. Just like, cheers.
Cheers. Will that be all?
Yeah, for now. Thanks.
Cool. Don't break anything.
Wasn't planning on it.
No, I'm not suggesting that you are, but if I know I've said it, at least I know I've said it. So that when I throw you out for breaking something, I know that I've said it. Cool. You'd be surprised how much stuff we have to fucking replace in here, like on a weekly basis. Chairs, tables.
Yeah.
Anyway, enjoy your day. And
Cheers.
kind of like meanders down the bar and starts pouring another ale for someone else.
Kyria kind of like wanders to like kind of like a corner table, like out of like direct eyesight, like, you know, like one of the ones like tucked by some stairs or something like that, just like kind of out the way. Just like plonks this brown ale in front of them. Oh my goodness, guys, I do not like trying to be other people properly. Yeah, he's not here.
He's not here.
No, supposedly. If we believe this guy.
Do you believe him?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Why would I not?
I mean,
Straight shooters, Driz.
I mean, I don't trust it. DM.
That is me. Blah, 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 DM.
Blah, 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 DM.
Yep.
From my memory of my character and not me, do I remember this correctly? The back door to the bar, there's like a back room that goes into the bar, but that's not connected to the stairs up to the room, is it? You have to go past the bar to go up the stairs. Is that correct?
So there's no back room as such. So where the end of the
I thought
bar
there was
is,
like a back room that the back door leads into, and then another door into the actual bar.
You're
itself.
thinking of the cellar.
you're thinking of the cellar that you were in when you first went, not the back room is in the Hidden Star.
Okay. So the back door that we're close to
Literally
leads directly into the bar.
opens directly to the right hand side of the bar as you're looking at the bar.
Okay. That's not ideal. I don't know. I mean, if he's not there, then it's not much use us sneaking in.
Somebody boost me just so we can have a look in the window.
Okay. Hang tight for a minute. We're just going to try and look in the window. If you see any activity, let us know.
I will.
And try to be a little bit more suspicious of what people are telling you. Especially people you've never seen before.
I was so caught up in the character.
I'm sure you did fantastically. Hold on.
I'm gonna turn to Leanna. Boost me.
Pass me!
You want to climb up? I can lift you.
No, like, toss me.
Is the window open?
No.
No, but I can clamber on.
Whoa! Just shot puts Pim through. No. Ah!
It's good!
You see the little wee characters. Yeah.
yeah.
Just lift me up and we'll see how far I get. I might need a...
Okay, so am I lifting you or am I tossing you?
Start with lifting. We'll see how we go from there.
Alright, so I lift him and I...
Sorry.
You broke him, look at him.
You fucking idiot.
that come out your
his
nose.
Yeah.
Nearly.
Got
Nearly,
him.
yeah. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Class. Cool,
I'm
so
going
you
to
start-
lift him as high as I possibly can.
Okay, so which window are you trying to look through, Pim?
So when we came to, when we went up to the hidden room,
Yeah.
we had a window out where we could see.
Yeah,
the
so that's
ravens.
right at the top of the building. You had the attic room essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. You won't be able to lift him to that.
No.
No.
But how far up would I need to go whilst being on Liana's?
For
Like-
20 or so feet.
Yeah, I
Additionally.
can't
Additional,
lift
yeah.
you that high.
It's a second story window. It's not like you could just stand on Liana and see through a second story window.
I mean, I could attempt to throw you, and you could try and grab it. Is there like, if I look up, is there like a windowsill or anything?
Yep, around 20 feet away.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
I'm gonna try
Just like
to
to say this.
I'm gonna try and toss him as much as I can directly up to see if he can grab the.
Sure, make me a strength check, athletics, please.
Can I try
Athletics.
and bounce off as soon as I am at the highest point?
Yes.
Try and what?
Bounce off what?
That's of what?
Yes, you can.
Trampoline?
As in spring. No, as in what he's saying is he's
As
going
in
to spring.
Yeah, sort of spring from.
Yes, you can, Pim.
Double jump.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna activate my ring of jumping as I do so.
Ah, there it is.
Okay.
Okay. Well, my
Strength check.
athletics was 21.
21. Okay, how far does your ring of jumping allow you to jump?
Triple my distance.
Cool. So as you woof, and Liana throws you, you activate the ring of jumping and launch woof, the window woof, past you on the way down, and you whack and land on the roof of the Tanner's Mark.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, it's fine. Not exactly what I expected, but it should be fine. I'll.
God, look at my muscles, like.
Cool.
I kind of put a high five out to Virgil.
Okay.
Doesn't reciprocate, apparently.
Let's see. How do we do this? I'm gonna lean over the edge. How far would the window be from?
10 feet down.
10
You
feet
said
down.
it was said it was an attic.
Yeah, but the window's not on the roof, is it? It'll have to come down 10 feet and across a bit to get to the window.
Okay, I'm gonna try and slide down so that I'm going towards the edge.
Okay.
And I'm gonna summon Bark next to me.
Okay, you activate Wild Shape and Bark appears next to you.
Okay. Buck, I'm gonna grab onto your foot. You tell me what you see in the window. I'm gonna try and lower you down.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and lower him down so that he can see.
Okay. You lower Bart down. He goes, so I can see beds. I can see a table. I can see 2 chairs.
Anyone in there? People?
I can see curtains. No people.
No people?
Is Bart going through puberty?
I don't know.
He was only born a second ago.
Okay. No people.
You've seen
Cool.
Guardians of the Galaxy, mate. Groot takes a while. And...
Right.
I am back.
Yeah, do that.
So no one in there.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look down to the other.
Oh, fuck's sake. Not now. Sorry. Bad word.
Bart
I'm gonna
pricks your hand with a thorn.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna look down to the rest of the group and just shake my head.
Oh, what?
No
one in
people.
How are you gonna get? How are you gonna get down?
Well, I have 2 crazy ideas.
Let's not do any crazy ideas.
Well,
Unless,
just only-
we've already done one. Unless they definitely work.
Just jump and I'll catch.
Okay.
I'll run alongside to try and help.
Okay.
Is
Hello,
there,
watchers.
here's a question, DM. So between the Tanner's Mark,
Yeah.
is there another adjacent building?
Nope, not at the back. Well, there is, but it's a good 20 feet away.
All right. Cool.
If you
I'm
remember, it
just
has
gonna-
like this a bit of a yard at the back of it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and lean over the edge and try and
Drop hang.
dr-
Or hang drop.
yeah, sort of be where Liliana is, and also where the windowsill is.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
So-
try and
Make me an athletics check.
I'm gonna try and drop from the roof
Okay.
to the windowsill, catch myself, and then
Sure, we'll see what
Second
happens.
one.
Roll me an athletics check.
You can certainly try.
That's a 13.
Okay, so you drop off that, trying to catch the second ledge. Make me a general dexterity check.
Dexterity, 14.
You grab to reach out to grasp it, and you roll me another athletics.
that's a 10.
You reach out, and your fingertips grab hold of the the window ledge just enough to swing your body back towards the property. Your fingers slip and you hit the wall of the building and just begin to fall backwards. So, how we're going to do this is I want an acrobatics check, please. It's dexterity based, so I'll have an acrobatics check from Liana and Edivir, or I'll have one from one of you with advantage.
Sure, it's not athletics.
What did I say?
You said acrobatics.
Oh, okay, cool. So roll me an acrobatics check, please.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks.
One each.
I didn't get it.
I know.
I'm using that dice.
That was very nice.
That's a 17. Would have been higher for athletics.
Mine's an 18.
An 18. You both see Pim hit the wall and fall back. You manage to grab him before he hits the ground as you poof, catch his halfling form in your arms.
That looked like a hurt. Are you okay? I'm kind of holding him, making sure he's got no strength.
And do you know how much it hurt by? A whole 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you smash your nose into the wall, Pim.
Yeah, I'm fine. Am I bleeding?
He's definitely bleeding.
A little bit, and I kind of wipe away. Probably a bit rougher than you're probably appreciating, but I kind of like
rub it,
blood.
and then it becomes like he's got a very like pink line between his nose and his like upper lip, so it looks like a pink mustache.
Yeah,
essentially.
That'll do. And then I set him down. What was the point
do I
in
look
that?
cool?
Just checking if he's hiding upstairs.
Oh.
Or if anyone else might be up there.
Yeah, what he said. Ow.
Okay.
So where the fuck is Tanner?
Captured?
Talking.
Here.
Yes.
As you're sat at the table with your brown ale, kind of not drinking it, just kind of like moving it around in the cup.
I'll like occasionally like I'll initially go to have a little sip just as it's a drink in front of me. What's it like?
It is warm. It's the type of beer that you would get from a pub where the line hasn't been cleaned for a good couple of weeks, and it has that like real pungent smell to it. Yeah,
It's a co-op beer.
yeah, it's not nice, and it's warm, and you take a little sip, and it's very like it's not palatable really, but
Swiftly abandoning that.
well, as you kind of place your cup down, another cup opposite you hits the table. As you see this individual with a hooded individual that sits down opposite you and kind of like looks around the bar and goes, all right. You look like a capable individual. Fancy making some money?
Depends. What's the job?
Well, looking for someone. Looking for a few people, actually.
Oh yeah.
See, word on the street is that there's some people roaming around the city that have a bit of a bounty on them.
Oh, those posters. Yeah, I've seen them.
How about you join my crew? We split the money. Shouldn't take long to find them. When we do, fucking do them in. Drag them back to Iron Heights, throw them on steps, kick them a bit, get the money.
I mean, the kicking afterwards just seems a bit redundant if they're always there.
Well, each to their own, but look, there's quite a few of us in this city, you know. Quite a few eyes around. We'll spot them soon enough, and when we do, they'll get what's coming to them. Now, you in, or you out?
Don't really fancy splitting the profits.
Well, I'm sorry, but Seems to me that sounds like you're in.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like I'm going to go about this on my own terms.
You see him sit back and like move his hand towards his waist.
May the best man win?
Yeah, I'm sure I will. And he
I wasn't talking about you, sweet cheeks.
pulls a dagger out and starts spinning it round on the table. Don't farewell competition around us. Now, I suggest you fuck off out of here before something bad happens.
Interesting. You're quite bold, just strolling up to me, and when I decline your offer, which you came to me with, you decide that it wasn't really a choice, was it? It was a join or fuck off. Is that how you go about doing business deals?
See, I knew there was something I saw in you. You see straight through things, can't you? Yeah, you're right. Join us or fuck off. So what's it'll be?
Oh, such a tough decision. How about you fuck off?
You see them lean back in the chair, kick their legs up, so they both kind of go. I can't do it. Boom, boom. On the table. As he sits and kind of leans back and starts twiddling the dagger in his hand and goes, see, I've been coming here for some time. Never seen you before. But I've seen everyone that's coming here.
Interesting. I've never seen you before either.
Yeah, which begs the question, who are you and where are you from?
I think that's mine to know. I'm not asking you questions about yourself, am I?
Probably best not, to be honest.
Yeah. So how about
Anyway.
you go and mind your own business and I'll mind mine?
Sure. And as he stands up, purposefully knocking the table to knock the brown ale over to wash down your legs, he just goes, "Ta-ra,"
Sarah.
turns and walks away.
Oh my god, Edibir, I just challenged you! I did so good!
Really?
Yes.
All right. Well, I want to hear all about this, but
However, people are trying to get teams to hunt a certain few individuals.
okay. Well, I think we're done here. So why don't you meet us back round in the alleyway?
See, the thing is, I just had a bit of a standoff, and like, I very much was like, I'm not going.
I'll meet you back at the house in an hour.
No, just give me a few minutes. I want it to look like I'm leaving on my own terms, you know?
I mean, while you're in there,
Yeah.
I don't know how well if you might be able to without being noticed, but we could do with some eyes in the basement.
I can
If
figure
you're
something out.
Only if it's safe.
Okay.
Don't do anything overt.
Okay. Let me think.
We'll meet you in the alleyway in a few minutes.
Okay.
Don't make us come in for you.
I won't. I got this.
I know you do.
What can I do? Hang on, just can you cut to other people while
Yeah, I was going to. I saw your eyes go, okay. And just look down at your character sheet. Like, okay, yeah.
What can I do?
Yeah. I can figure something out. Right, character sheet. Cool. Pim, Liana, Virgil, Edibir, you head out back from behind the alley and start heading to the other alleyway that you were situated at. Is there anything anybody wants to do?
Is she okay in there?
They're fine, yeah, but little bit of harsh words with someone apparently, but they seem to have handled themselves pretty well. They're just going to
If they
try
get in a
and...
fight while we're out here, we won't know.
Well, they've got a few minutes. And they're good at getting themselves out of trouble. If they get into any. We'll keep an eye on the place, though.
Okay.
Don't make that face. Kira knows what they're doing.
Okay.
Have a little faith.
I have faith, but I also know them, and yeah.
They've been nothing but impressive to me so far.
It's not impressive. It's just,
I know.
yeah.
Don't worry.
What's next then? He's not here, which means that either he's been taken.
We could
or
see
he's-
if Alara's heard from him. I think heading up to the High City, to the Valgrave Manor, that's probably the last thing on our list. Should try and exhaust all other possibilities until then. He might be hiding out in the cellar. That's where he put us before. With all these new posters going up, they might have just freaked him a little bit. Or he might not be there at all. I think.
Okay, so Alara, next step.
Yeah, and then I don't know. We could maybe try follow up the lead that the Raven was following. See if we can sneak into some kind of records office. That would probably be best done under the cover of night, though. So it just depends how much time we've got left on in the day after we've been to Alara's.
I'm gonna look towards the rooftops,
Again?
There's a
and I'm
fucking
just gonna
pigeon.
I'm just gonna look for ravens specifically.
Ooh.
Hey. Okay, make me a perception check, please.
Fuck. 11.
Okay.
How did you roll an 11? I swear you thought
You got like plus 11.
I know, yeah.
And
You rolled
that
it.
too.
That too, yeah, must have been.
Yikes.
So you look to see if there's anybody like looking at tanners or on rooftops or anything like that. You don't. With an 11, you don't see. You do see a pigeon on a rooftop, about 50 or so yards away, kind of looking at you menacingly. But in terms of anybody that's on rooftops, like eyeing up tanners or anything like that, you don't see anybody. Cool. Kyria,
Yeah.
what do you want to do?
Okay, so I am going to go into that toilet stall that the individual during that bar fight cowered in.
Nice.
Okay.
And what I am going to do is I'm going to say, like under my breath, I'm not messaging anyone. Just gonna be like, I know if I just said not to do this, but you know, it's one time. It's fine. I know I'm real. I'm just real quick. And I am going to initially cast Silent Image, and what I'm going to create is the appearance of, you know, my disguised form walking back out of the stall and going to sit down. And then I'm basically going to program it so a few minutes later it leaves, because the Silent Image lasts for 10 minutes, and I basically want it to look as though I've just gone to the toilet, sat back down, you know, just looked at the drink, scoffed a bit as I'm walking out. In the meantime, I am going to think of Ombrin. I'm going to think of Ombrin's spirit, and I'm going to think about how useful that was, how good things can come of this in-between that I seem to float between. And I am going to go into my ghostly form, and I'm going to go down and look in the basement.
So you're going into your ghostly form
Yes.
to go into the basement.
Yeah, and I'm making sure that all I am thinking about is like positive stuff.
Okay.
I just want to emphasize.
Positive mindset.
Positive
Manifest.
mindset, manifest it.
Okay. So you're hold on. The
Yes, I'm
basement.
actually still in the bathroom, but what I
Okay.
want to essentially do is go. I can't remember whether it's on the opposite side.
It
but I wanna,
is.
go,
Yeah. So you'd have to kind of go through the earth to get to the basement. The basement's only small.
Yeah.
Where you drop down doesn't actually go into it. You'd have
It
to
would
kind of
be
go.
earth.
Yeah.
I have to go round. Okay. Well, in which case, what I will probably do is, I'm trying to think what's the best way to do it, because I'm not fully invisible when I do this, so I think I'm gonna have to go down and just try and cut down.
Okay.
Diagonal through. Yeah.
Okay.
How far? Because I'm just thinking in terms of like if I took damage, so I can move 30 feet without taking damage. But if I've moved 30 feet and I've ended up inside an object, then I take damage.
Yes,
So I just don't know how far away the basement is.
It'd be less than 30 feet from where you
Cool.
are, I think.
In which case, I'll
to get
just
to the edge of it.
send my silent image out, and at the same time, I woof down.
Okay, woof, you do so, and you enter into a very dark cellar. Now, you do have dark vision, but it is very dark in here, very dimly lit. In fact, there's no light source in here at the moment. Make me a perception check, please.
Okie dokie. Am I allowed to guide myself or no? No, I can't. Never mind. I'll concentrate on silent image. I do not guide myself. I've got a 12.
12. Okay. With a 12, you see the table in the middle of the room is still there.
Okay.
And your focus is almost drawn to that table immediately, because on the table you see about 15 plus pieces of parchment scattered across the table, all repetitively of the same thing, of your wanted posters, and around 3 or 4 of each of your wanted posters on the table scattered out. And as you kind of draw closer and start looking at it, you feel the vibration of the playing card.
Okay. I'm
I'm tits.
I am going to wait. I'm not going to pick it up.
Okay.
I'm just going to do a once over of this room. Does it look like there's been... Does it look as though the wanted papers are being written here? Does it look as though...
So, you look over, and you're looking over the posters right now. Yeah?
Yeah.
You see that they are all scattered around the table. Look freshly printed.
Does it look like they've been torn off anywhere? Or does it look as though like they are just full, complete?
They are full, complete. Doesn't even look like they've had nails through the posters.
Kill that motherfucker.
Uh-oh.
Kyria,
Yeah.
what's your hit point total?
24.
What?
Okay. As you're over the pictures, you hear, and I thought we were on the same fucking side, as you fall asleep. You fall asleep instantly as Hannah watch you to sleep.
Oh, the fuck.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Dare, don't you dare!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So, firstly, Roll Together RPG, thank you so much for the raid. Apologies, you've just come in right at the cliffhanger of our session tonight, as Kyria winds up asleep.
Again? That's the second time!
It's weird.
It's asleep.
We
It's
don't
asleep.
know.
It's not harm. It's asleep.
So,
I'm gonna kill that motherfucker.
Not if
Whole
I
time.
go first.
What did I
That's
say?
right.
What did I say?
Ruth
So-
is right. She's good at getting into trouble as well as getting out of it, right?
that's true. That's true.
You did good.
You did really good. You did really, really good. Honestly, the plan to go in the basement, incredible. Really like that. So that will draw this session to a close.
Oh my god, I am vibrating.
Yeah.
Vindication!
So we're going to draw that to a close. I'm just going to search for a quick channel now so we can raid them. But while I'm searching for them, Natalie, I believe that one of our sponsors has a wonderful offer on at the moment.
They do, as I said, our OG sponsors, Valkyrie RPG, as Valkyrie-RPG, have an amazing sale going on. It's store-wide, right across the store. There's a couple of things that aren't included, but 90% of their store is included in this. There's loads of sets of dice. There is mystery dice. There is stickers. There is t-shirts, there is horns, there is jewelry, there is absolutely anything, little minis and paints to paint the minis, absolutely anything an RPG player would like to purchase. Go ahead, all the links are in the dungeon. The sale also stacks with our Tales 10 at checkout. No, apparently it doesn't. I apologise. No, it doesn't stack with our Tales 10, but it's still an amazing...
Still an excellent offer.
So yeah, totally check them out.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody for watching this evening. We'll be back next week with episode 20 of Aerilon, a Destined Journey. Please
finally get to kill this motherfucker.
The video for this will be up on YouTube on Sunday. You can check out our YouTube link. It's down in the dungeon below. But just before we tap out for the night, thank you so much everyone for watching. We will see you next Tuesday. Take care. Bye.
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 Goodbye.